right, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Hope you all had a glorious freaking weekend. Make your best Deckard Cain impression. Hold on. Let me take a sip of water. Stay a while and listen. I can't quite get the shakiness that he kind of has in Diablo 2, but I can kind of come close to how he was in Diablo 1. Stay a while and listen. Yeah, I can't quite get as kind of gravelly and like light as his Diablo 3 version. But I think I do a pretty decent Diablo 1 version of Deckard before quite literally everything in his life goes to quite literal hell. How powerful was Cain in his prime? I assume he was one hell of a mage. I mean, he was decent. The problem is, you have to remember, was that by the time Cain was being taught his stuff, literally his father was the only Haradrim left. All the rest were gone, dead, or had left the order long ago. Also, Comrade, Kataka, good to see you both. Also, Tenwin, stop trying to possess Comrade with demons. You're not allowed to do that. I'm transporting those goats to an outer colony. Don't mess with them. All right, we are back in the Dry Steppes. One of the most boring areas in the entirety of Diablo 4, because I completely forget that it's not Kyrgyzstan half the time. We have story content to do, because I did a bunch of side quests while I was off. So we've got some better gear, we have more levels, and now it's time to go kill some more demons. What do we have here? Right, we have Orbe Monastery and Lorath in Abaru Canyon, which we will go deal with right now. Barbarians have left these skulls as a warning to anyone daring or foolish enough to attack Ted Bardu. I do like that they kind of scattered the barbarian tribes all over, but at the same time, I wish that had some level of narrative significance, but it really doesn't. You'd think having all the former defenders of Mount Arat scattered around trying to do their best to hold things together would actually, you know, matter, but it doesn't. Oh, yellow item. Stay a while and listen, because for Diablo, the more you know. Yep, it came from the original Diablo 1. It was Deckard Cain's signature line for 3 games. All right, Lorath.
I had hoped to find a witness who saw Elias. Instead, I have a camp of dead merchants. They were slaughtered by demons, that much is plain. But none were summoned here. We should search the canyons.
Could Elias have summoned these demons?
Easily. And assuming he did, he may still be here. Stay close to me.
Of course, Lorath. Don't worry. If we run into any demons, I'll kill them with the fires of hell. Don't ask me how I have the ability to do it. Tried to level a rogue for fun because I have the Jester Shop set I want to use, but man, those first 20 levels are slow. You have next to 0 forms of AoE attack, and everything takes 2 to 3 attacks each. Yep. I remember trying rogue, and that was kind of the conclusion I came to. Get back here. You don't get to just fly lazily backwards while I'm trying to blow you up. If I can just get the cost on the Hell Fracture low enough and get it to where I can start spamming it a bit more, I won't have to rely on Doom all the time to constantly keep my Wrath amount up. Oh, right. Also, Warlock, you're supposed to be here. No more. As I said, I like this one just because of that. Can you pause in Diablo? Not in Diablo 4, because Blizzard decided to make it an always online game. I don't even need to comment on how utterly retarded I find that. You can go find Total Biscuit's initial complaints about it back with Diablo 3 having the same issue. No mother of mine at Powering Chef with Rift City. Yeah, that doesn't. I don't think that worked out very well, buddy. Goodbye. Explosions. Footsteps are cool. Ball. Ah.
I hear a stone carver lives in that house.
Jackasses. All right, fine.
Called Ganbar. It's hidden, isolated. Perfect for working in solitude.
Reminds me of your house.
Ha! Ha! Again, I do like when the Warlock... I like when the Warlock is a bit sassy. So long, farewell, all of you must explode. I do like that even my basic skills cause enemies to fly through the air. Also, I am thinking... Oh, hold on. Where was it? Was it periodically pulls enemies in... I guess that's not as good because, quite frankly, it gets me stuck. Because Diablo IV still, since launch, has a bug where if too many enemies are, like, in close proximity to your model, not only will it not let you move, which is supposed to be intentional because you're meant to be blocked, but it will actually stop you from attacking, which is just fucking stupid. And I still don't know why it does that. They were going for an MMO-like experience, which is neat, even if underbaked. Well, it's not just that, Tenwin. It's technically an anti-piracy feature because a lot of the loot tables are not stored in the game files that are on your computer. They're stored at Blizzard's central server. It's to make it so that you can't really pirate or emulate the game without access to Blizzard's server because certain things, like items having their stats rolled on, stuff like that, is not handled locally on your machine. It is handled by Blizzard. Bro Candle, welcome. See, buddy. There's nothing quite as good as ragdolling an enemy off of a cliff.
They're coming to a hell rift. I will close it. Put them down.
No problem. Everything explodes, everything explodes. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. Look at this, look at it. Every now and then there's a bug where if there's too many enemies around you, it just stops you from attacking or moving. I fucking hate that, and I don't know what is causing it. Nope. Explode. I said explode. There we go.
Far too easy. These demons were vermin. I'd expect more from a
Stop
mage
making them
of
point and glare at you. It's like, hey, my Warlock does not open rifts. He just summons demons individually and tortures the ever-living shit out of them for power and prestige. I am an ecologically conservative Warlock. Thank you very much. The only thing I damage is my internal soul, which has already been damned to hell. Oh, of course, we put a Greed Shrine where there's almost no enemies. That's great. Thank you for that. Else? Oh, I guess destroying the rocks does still count. There we go. By the way, I'm connecting my GOG account with my Steam account. I want to know from anyone who's done this, how much time does it take to connect it? Because it's taking a goddamn while. I have not done that, and I wasn't even aware you could do that. So I'm afraid I'm not the person to ask.
Elias could still be close. See what you can find.
Today, Master Elias called
Lord
at my
Bramber,
door.
welcome.
I had trouble with my words, so I showed him my carvings. He said he could see my pain in them. The pain of a lonely man who had learned to hate the world. And yet, our mother, Lilith, found me beautiful. He said there are others like me as well. And together, we will build the new world.
Remains of a fine stone statue, smashed to pieces. Bloody statue, an expertly carved statue of Lilith covered in blood and viscera.
What a damn mess.
Why would Elias summon Lilith?
Is he insane, you mean?
We shall build a new
was
world
an
is never a good
exceptional
sentence.
mage.
Yep, usually
He
it
would
isn't.
plunge through fire and shite in search of the truth, and very often found it. Whatever truth he has found in Lilith, only he can say the why of it.
I mean, like in GOG Galaxy. Again, comrade, I just don't know.
The scholars of Orbe devote their lives to the study of forbidden knowledge. To serve the light, we must know the darkness. Or some other silly platitude. I wrote to the abbot seeking insights on Lilith. His silence is most unusual.
Kind of weird for you to disparage that, Lawrence, since that's
never
basically one of the
misses a
founding
chance
principles
to
of the
speak.
Haradrim. They drew together a lot of magical traditions in order to
Burning
find out
hells.
exactly how hell even worked in the
too
first
late.
place.
Elias is long gone. This Genbar is our summoner.
The lowly stone carver. I don't see how.
Isn't it obvious? Elias finds Genbar alone, friendless, full of anger. So he plays him like a fiddle, offers him Lilith's love and a part in his grand delusion.
The name Cain has been in the
Then he
Haradrim
gives
since the
him
beginning.
tools
Yes,
to express his
Cain
anger.
can trace, Deckard Cain can trace his
scrolls.
ancestry back to the founders
Very
of the Haradrim.
perceptive.
I believe
Who
the
knows how long Genbar
original
is steeped in
Cain
this
in the
madness.
Haradrim was,
Let's hope he
what's
can
his
still
name?
be questioned.
The guy who ended up being possessed by Baal. Talrasha. He was Talrasha's lieutenant, I believe. I don't know Diablo 3's exact story, but I do know what happens to Leia, so I'm guessing that the bloodline is ended. Well, I mean, if you don't know the story of Diablo 3, then I should not comment on Leia or the fact that she's not really blood related to Cain in the first place. 90, welcome. So it's- I do kind of find it funny that this is kind of implied that this is the guy who put up all the statues of Lilith all over the place before you find him and
Oh, Mother, thank you for opening my eyes. Your hatred fills my heart. I cannot stop my hands from working.
Is this new dialogue?
Genbar.
I've never heard this. Hey, Rogue, thank you for giving the gift sub to Anika Aries. Thank you very much. Thank you for swinging by. Unless Cain had a one-night stand sometime. I believe in the lore somewhere, Cain did say he had a son, but his son died. So, isn't she his niece? Well, how are you going to be playing Diablo 3, Lord Brownbear? Like, how much? You know my stance on spoilers. Okay, so if you're asking me to spoil it, I will. But if you're going to play it, yeah. Come back, Miss Succubus. You don't get to just float away. I'm going to blow you up. Goodbye. Go ahead, I have zero intention of playing Diablo 3, and I'm getting Diablo's 4 story by watching you. Okay, so Leah is the daughter of Adria the Witch and Aiden, Prince of Kondoros. Said prince who was possessed by Diablo while he had sex with Adria, who turned out to actually be a high-ranking member of the Triune, which is the ancient cult that has long worshipped the Primevals. Leia was left with Cain by Adria at a time when no one knew that Adria was a member of the Triune. So Cain raised her just assuming that she was Adria's daughter and not realizing the full extent of what that implied. I don't think Faria commissioned a lot of porn of her. I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
Thank you for sending Master Elias to show me the way. I long for the day when we stand by your side and set the cleansing fire.
So Cain basically sidestepped the whole issue by just saying that he was her uncle, even though there's no blood relation between the two of them whatsoever. So she was conceived by a man possessed by one of the Primevals. Yep. Which is what made her the perfect host for when Diablo came back. Because her very nature was in a way condemned by him. Oh, and Diablo does confirm during the final act of Diablo 3 that because he took possession of her body in the manner that he did, oh, her soul's been damned to hell forever. Period. End of story. There's no way to get it back. There's no way to redeem it. There's no way to save it. Leah is trapped. Her soul is trapped in hell for perpetual torment forever. Yeah. Yeah, he does that just to piss you off. Adria made Leia get to possessed by Diablo, empowered by all the Primevals, resulting in Primeval Diablo, which in a way could be considered supernatural incest. Yeah, in a way.
Visitors? Did Master Elias send you?
Master Elias? Well,
Huh.
yes, in fact, he did.
You know what I just realized? This
Now,
guy's
there's a
using
very
the same
important
model as the Warlock
We
quest
have something for the
instructor,
master, but
which I
we
guess
have
is
to
kind of
use
fitting
with
because
you.
he basically is a
where
warlock.
he
He's
is?
just serving Lilith.
Liar! Dirty pig's-born liar!
That
The
seems like a harsh
master
thing to do
has
from an
all he
innocent character, just from a
needs.
narrative standpoint. It was to reinforce that this is
Rise
Diablo being
now,
fucking Diablo.
My wretches! To me!
Okay, deal with you guys. Also, Adria then uses it to taunt your character in the Diablo 3 expansion, which then causes your character to basically go on a roaring rampage to kill her. Laura's fate in the whole of Diablo 3's possession thing is honestly the darkest part of Diablo 3, which honestly is kind of pathetic. I mean, at least until you get to the expansion, Tim. But yes, it is a
That
little...
a proper demon. Watch your ass.
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, and let's just stand on top of them and burn everything to the ground. Goodbye. I also do find it fun because if you do go, is Diablo 3 worth playing from a gameplay stance? It's all right. It's all right. Like, it's definitely not now because there's just not much progression. The story is okay. I'm not as harsh on it as Tenwin is, but even the expansion isn't that dark at all, considering the Reaper Souls doesn't really have much true darkness beyond just death. I mean, yeah, by that logic, everything in Diablo 1 and 2 isn't very dark either, Tenwin, since that was kind of the entire point of, well, that was pretty much the entire point of Diablo 1, and Diablo 2 did not really explain the full corruption angle until much later. Diablo 2 gets by with the fact that they had to make do with very limited graphics in order to try and sell the darkness, which they did a very good job of. They kind of did the same thing in Diablo 1, to be fair. The Butcher is still infamous for a reason. What is the best Diablo game? That's a hard one. That's a hard one, because you're probably going to just have people... You're going to even have some people who claim Diablo 1 is the only true Diablo game, even if they've played the others. Emphasizing the Diablo 1 and 2 and now Diablo 4 go heavier on the corruption, self-mutilation, evil torture. Yes, I agree. I agree. I think most people would tell you to. Yeah, most people would tell you to. Most people would tell you to. Ah.
Bad news first. Gembar was expecting someone. It seems Elias has turned others to his madness. Taught them to summon too, I'd wager. You heard Gembar. The Master has all he needs. They're about to do something drastic.
Death is relatively mild by comparison. Well, it depends, because there is some implications in the Reaper of Souls that Malthael is not just killing people, because again, there is a big question mark in Diablo as to what happens to souls that are not damned to hell, because we know they don't go to the high heavens because they just don't, but we know something happens to them.
I must have it brought to
And Malthael was not sending people to hell, and he wasn't just killing them, he was straight up erasing humanity's souls from existence, which has some interesting implications depending on where exactly human souls go after they leave Sanctuary. Reincarnation, we don't know if that's an actual thing in the Diablo universe. There's some implications that it happens on occasion, but not that it is a guarantee. I guess we'll get Lars cut. This is main story stuff, so I will let him talk.
And their capital city, Gulran, has been sacked. Many are vulnerable, just like Genbar. We must learn what.
Having read the Diablo 1 manual story, it gets pretty dark even without the gory descriptions. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The descriptions of what Sanctuary was like during the time of the Vigerai Mage Wars, or when the Primevals first arrived, or even when Inarius built his first Cathedral of Light. Yeah, it shows that Sanctuary's had some seriously dark times.
Elias had a talent for persuasion. Convenient trait for a Haradrim, given our dealings. But he could be relentless.
Diablo 3's fine, has fun gameplay, neat moments, can be squeezed out today.
Cool.
Yeah.
In that way, he and Lilith are similar. Suffering, bloodshed. To them, these are a means to an end. They will bring out the worst in each other.
I mean, that's kind of Lilith's MO. Gameplay-wise, I like Diablo, just can't state its tone. Yeah. It's like Diablo 1 has had some retcon since then, but it doesn't look like Inarius does anything to found a church at that point. If you do go into the Diablo 1 manual, it will Inarius was not... He was retconned to have a larger role later on, but he is mentioned in Diablo 1. And his original Cathedral of Light is mentioned as well. The story behind them, though, was partially retconned, and it was kind of, it was done in the matter of, oh, the Horadrim didn't have the full story of what was going on with Inarius and the original Cathedral of Light.
Inarius' stupidity never ceases to amaze. Had he not murdered Rasma, Lilith might have been stopped, but now she has the key to hell. We can assume she'll be looking for a door. Oh, Donan. The poor fool never could have guessed that Lilith would come for Astaroth, let alone offer his boy to it. But what does she buy in return?
Originally, it seems he was an extremely arrogant angel that was trying to found his own religion, but he picked a fight with the primevals, and Mephisto trapped him in a room with his skin stretched, eyelids forced open, forced to witness his own mutilation for eternity. Yes, the mutilation still happened, and Mephisto was the one responsible for it. The way it was partially retconned was that, remember, Inarius is one of the co-founders of Sanctuary. Specifically, he got his hands on the World Stone in order to use its power to bring Sanctuary into existence. However, once he did that, Inarius also essentially attuned himself to the World Stone in order to siphon portions of its power off to protect, nominally to protect Sanctuary from outside interference. But it also meant that he was essentially a living god on Sanctuary. So long as he was standing on Sanctuary and with the World Stone, no angel or demon could touch him, really. He was that powerful, which of course led most of primitive humanity to worship him as a god. That was the original Cathedral of Light. Now, through a series of contrivances, some issues, Lilith attempting to betray him, trying to turn the Nephilim, primitive humanity, into an army to conquer the galaxy or the universe, Inarius was betrayed, lost access to the World Stone, and then in order to keep the peace between heaven and hell and keep the war relegated to basically small skirmishes, Imperius, then the head of the Angiras Council, handed Inarius over to Mephisto basically as a peace offering, as a truce offering. And Mephisto happily took it because it meant he got to torture Inarius for thousands of years. Where are we going now? Right, Orbe Monastery, and we kill everything in our way. Come along, Warlock. Increase wrath regeneration by 265% for 6 seconds. Wish that lasted longer. But oh well. What I can do. That or I need to increase my attack speed so that things explode more. If I usually drop those on top of them, maybe I should choose the other one. What's the other? Volatility, which is Fisher. Hell fractures no longer explode with each cast. Instead, create 4 smaller fractures in front of you, which erupt into brimstones when you enter. Each brimstone deals 18. So how does that look? Oh, but then I have to like, wait. Huh? How does that work? Each brimstone deals 1800 damage when it, yeah, but that spreads them out too much. It would seem like, I don't think I really have a way to make that work. So we're just going to go with the lava. I do appreciate that the angels are so flawed, even if I do wish the other archangels got more of a presence. Yeah, I mean, Imperius only really got any characterization because the early books kind of pair him off with Tyrael, and then we do get him mostly through dialogue at the end of Diablo 3. But yeah, the other members of the Angiras Council get like 3 lines apiece in Diablo 3 and nothing else, and they don't do much during the Sinwar trilogy either, if I recall. Aside from a really good scene, I think they animated it when they were doing the Diablo 3 stuff, of showing off like how the Angiras Council would fight the primevals. And it was actually kind of cool because like what I believe it's the Archangel of Fate is basically a predictive fighter. And then the Archangel of Hope is purely defensive. And then Tyrael and Imperius are like the heavy hitters. So like the 4 of them worked really, really well together. And they were actually going to imprison Diablo, and then Diablo got Imperius to kill him, which banished him back to hell, and he laughed the entire time. because Imperius knew that was going to happen. Diablo knew it was going to happen because he knew Imperius couldn't control his temper. May as well go grab that side quest while we're here. 3 lines of Diablo 3 and Ariel got a model in Heroes of the Storm. Right, I forget Heroes of the Storm existed. Ba-boom. Stop it. Yeah, I wish I could see the ground easier when I'm using my abilities, because I really can't. And I'm taking damage from nothing. Please die. Thank you. Okay. It was really neat. Ariel fighting with the Holy Cloth. Yeah. Yep. Imperius Tyrael and Malthael. Yep. Okay. I thought there was... no, right. That side quest is elsewhere.
Is anyone here?
I do not understand why the people of Sanctuary feel the need to build such massive underground monasteries.
The Horodrim, Elias, and I are not to be disturbed for the remainder of our meeting.
Lock the doors!
What
Well.
about the others? The elbow?
Do as I say!
Here are the empty, where are the demons? Is anyone here? Dungeon Inspector? We have a dungeon to inspect. Yep, mechanically sealed door. Gold. Have to find the skull. I don't even remember the layout of this place, honestly. Yep, still mechanically sealed over there. Don't remember... I think this is the Zakarim symbol, because it's similar to the Cathedral of Light symbol, but it's different. I do remember that. I'm trying to remember which one it is. I'm pretty sure these guys are supposed to be Zakramites. Well, that doesn't sound very good for them. That doesn't sound very good for them at all. And I would imagine my Warlock would hear the scream and just be like, well, no reason to hurry, I guess, because pretty sure this isn't gonna bother. This isn't gonna matter one way or the other now, is it? Everything needs to explode. Ah! Getting zapped. Stop it. Okay, you just need to stop this. Thank you. Yeah, I don't like the Wrathful Phantom enemies. Main problem with games like this is that you start to question at what point your character should be able to just destroy walls like that on their own without the keys. Yeah. Especially in Diablo, like,
We're under attack!
even leaving aside the, like, Diablo 3 Nephilim question where they basically became demigods, it's still a little telling that, like, our Warlock can't just melt the bars of the door, or a Paladin or a Barbarian couldn't just shatter them. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's the same thing in almost any RPG, really. Like, at what point can't your character just beat down a door?
The great beast Tathamet was struck down, and its blackened husk sank below the abyss. There, it smoldered and festered, and from the ruin of its 7 heads were born 7 great evils. 3 primes and 4 lessers.
So if I'm not mistaken, the 3 primevals don't have physical bodies and need to possess people. Is that any almost specific to them? No, it's technically not. So the thing is that they prefer possession because it tends to work out better for them while they're on Sanctuary. When they were initially sent to Sanctuary, they were banished from Hell by the lesser evils who destroyed their corporeal forms at the time. The only one of them that doesn't really give a shit about their physical form is Baal, but that's because he's the aspect of destruction. Both Diablo and Mephisto seem to enjoy utilizing having bodies that they can then use to corrupt and essentially infiltrate wherever they want to go. Baal is much more straightforward. He just wants to kill it. Period. End of story. The primevals can't enter physically without possession, but it is harder and less convenient. Yes, yes. Much easier to go the spirit angle and take full advantage of the non-corporality of their existence at that point, rather than trying to interact with Sanctuary in a physical form. Most of the time. Most of the time.
Not a Haratra, not a man. A devil.
I swear they've added dialogue to some of these quests in Act 3, because I don't remember seeing some of these. I think it's also way harder to summon them fully. Yes, that is true. The Triune tried for years to be able to figure out a way to summon the Primevals fully, and could never quite figure it out. The closest they got was Adria in Diablo 3, where she's like, okay, if we can get a mortal that has a bloodline that is directly descended from the Primevals, that would give the Primevals a powerful anchor with which to be summoned in, which did technically work, but Diablo didn't use it to do anything on Sanctuary. He used it in order to get access to the High Heavens so that he could break the Crystal Arch. All of you need to explode. I said you need to explode. Please explode. I want you to explode. Goodbye. I mean, as far as Diablo's concerned, was the best use of his time. Oh, yes. I'm not saying that that was a bad move. I'm just saying that Adria specifically wanted to enact revenge on Sanctuary, and Diablo's just like, I'll get to that if I can, but right now I've got bigger fish to fry. And then he left her to die, which kind of makes sense. It's Diablo. Him fucking around on Sanctuary would not have done much. No. I'm not saying that it was wrong to do so. I'm just saying that Diablo doesn't really care. And again, funnily enough, he's one of the better bosses to work for if you're a member of the Triune. If that tells you anything, Mephisto and Baal both have serious problems. Mephisto just hates people, so he inevitably ends up killing most of his followers. And Baal just will kill you because he feels like it.
Commissioned during the time of troubles, the...
Damn you, Abbott! Why did you let him in?
Okay. Ignorance of Hell offers little protection.
Ignorance of evil offers little protection from it.
Where are we going?
Our insights have proven invaluable to paladins.
You think he could have returned and rewarded her or not? Oh, I think he would have rewarded her. She was still instrumental to the plan. It's just that her plan was not his plan. And I think she kind of realized that by the expansion, because she basically kind of shrugs and goes, oh, well, you know, Diablo will be back and I intend to serve him. And then your character just utterly wrecks her shit. It's one of the few times that I actually really do like the character writing in Diablo 3, because if you actually play through the quest to kill Adria, each of the classes responds slightly differently to her taunts. And my favorite is actually the Necromancer, because the Necromancer ignores her the entire time throughout the dungeon and the lead up to it when she's taunting you psionically. But as soon as the Necromancer is actually in the room with Adria, oh, they get angry. They get very angry. And it's quite fitting. I like it, because the Necromancer is usually the straight man of the group. Very unemotional, very controlled.
Safe.
Hello, sir.
And then...
Can I help you? What is the abbot?
Open the door. And the pale
Angry how? He just gives like the loudest... I'm trying to remember the exact line, but he basically tells Adria to shut the hell up. It's just basically a case of you killed your own daughter, you allowed the primeval to escape into the world. I don't need to listen to anything you need to say, you're going to die.
Unto evening I shall keep it safe, and into the night hereafter. We must protect
The archive.
I'm sure you can find it online, but like there is a different tone to each of the characters and how they respond to Adria and her taunting. It does help that my personal headcanon, well, it's not really headcanon, because we know with Diablo 2, for example, that it's absolutely canon, is that all of the characters, all the player character classes are canon to the adventure to defeat Diablo or the Primevals. So it's easy to imagine that each of the other classes is doing their own thing and the Necromancer staying very quiet, only for the Necromancer to be the one to lose his shit when they actually get to Adria, surprising everybody else. Like, we already know that that kind of happened in Diablo 2 because there were various interactions implied between the classes with some of the information that was shown in Diablo 3. Like, for example, there seems to be some implication that the Sorceress and the Assassin came to respect one another despite them being from two very opposing philosophical views, but the Assassin still killed the Sorceress canonically because she kept fucking around with magic she was not supposed to. We also know what happened to the Paladin. We'll get to him in Act 4, the Paladin from Diablo 2, I mean, because we know what happened to him after the events of Diablo 2 as well. And then again, my personal headcanon is that the Necromancer from Diablo 2 is the master of the Necromancer from Diablo 3, who is the master of the Necromancer from Diablo 4, because I just like that synergy. As approached by Knight of the Cathedral. Hello there, man. I haven't seen you around here. Greetings. I am a monk. You don't look like a monk. You look like a monk. Oh, I'm not that kind of monk. Punches a rocket. Yeah, we don't really know much about the monk from Diablo 3. We do know that he actually, if I remember correctly, he is from, like, Kiovashad's region, Kiovashad and Hawazar's kind of region. But we don't know anything about them. But I would guess that whatever religious organization the monk from Diablo 3 belonged to, it was either subsumed by or destroyed by Inarius and his church. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Can we please move? Thank you. I really hate those archers. I really hate those fucking archers. I need you to explode. Stop it. Or we're wiped out by mouthfeel by pure chance. Yes. Well, again, 90% of humanity, but it seems like it was fairly even. There wasn't any area that was spared, but there also wasn't any area that was completely wiped out, except for maybe Westmarch, but that was because Malthael also had his angels going in literally door to door, killing people. I think it's more likely, given that we know for a fact that Inarius destroyed what was left of the Zakarum Church in the aftermath of his return to Sanctuary, I think he would do the same to most other religious organizations. It would also explain why the only reference to the witch doctors that we see is the swamp witches of Zarbinzet, which might heavily imply that they retreated to essentially their stronghold in order to get away from Inarius and his crusades, which wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. It also shows that Mephisto allowing Inarius to escape was not done for Sanctuary's benefit. He knew Inarius was gonna fuck things up, and Inarius did. He made things worse for the priests of Rathma. He made things worse for the barbarians and the druids. He made things worse for the monks. He made things worse for the witch doctors. And he almost led to the extinction of the Crusader and Paladin orders. Yes, Inarius is the better option right now because the cathedral is keeping things somewhat stable, but that came at the expense of all the other groups getting their asses kicked because of him. Because Inarius sees himself as the creator of Sanctuary and thus brooks no dissent. Classic, you know, worst case authoritarianism kind of bullshit. Go away. Stop teleporting. Stop it. Fuckers have enough health. I don't need to be worrying about you jumping around all the time. Okay, you need to just die. You need to just die. You need to just die. Burn. Please stop. Thank you. Inarius is the best option right now because his desire is just to leave. Yes. And the fact that the Cathedral of Light, for all of its problems, is pretty much the only remaining viable centralized military force left in Sanctuary, at least in the Eastern continent. We do not know what is going on in the Western continent, but as far as the Eastern continent goes, the Druids and the barbarian tribes have been scattered. They have no central force. They have no central ability to resist. They're strong on their own, but they have no organization. The Druids of Skoskalin got shit-canned by Astaroth and are still recovering. Ked Bardu and Kyrgyzstan, this whole region that was controlled by Chaldeum, has been slowly getting whittled down over the last 50 years, and Chaldeum's army never fully recovered from the events of Diablo III in the first place. Zarbinzet has always been isolated. It's a dangerous place to go into. Demons don't even like going into it because of it, but it's also isolated and can't project power beyond that. Kurast has the same problem. The city of Kurast, incredibly powerful, incredibly well populated. They still have sea access, which means they have access to the Western continent. But all the territory in between their settlements is wild jungle that is completely untamable. Some people at Diablo Reddit are really upset because Diablo isn't in the game yet, claiming he should be in it by now and he should have been in the base game instead of Lilith. You really want him to repeat storylines over and over. Yeah, no, I like the emphasis on Mephisto. Especially because Mephisto was, let's be very honest, the weakest of the three primevals narratively since Diablo 2. Like, he did get more fleshing out in the books, but again, most people don't read the books. So having him be the main villain essentially for Diablo 4, I am totally fine with. Especially since a lot of what Mephisto is doing here is basically in direct response to Diablo tricking all the other evils in the events of Diablo 3. This is basically Mephisto saying, you're not the only one who has a plan to take over the universe, brother. Get fucked. Yeah, still nothing. Any of these are an upgrade by any chance? No. No. Slightly lower armor, but more max life, more movement speed, more resistances, and it's only like a 10 item level drop. Yeah, fine. Works for me. Yes. No. Ooh, that does give me +2 to do. Yes, give you that one. And nope. All right. Have we ever gotten any literature that explains how the other evils feel about Diablo's plan for Diablo 3? I don't know if we have directly, but I haven't paid as much attention to some of the stuff that came out after Diablo 3, so I'm not quite sure. I do know the general vibe does seem to be that that at least during the events of Diablo 3, the other evils were not happy with finding out that Diablo basically set them all up to fail. Yeah, no, they were not happy with him. Like, Mephisto's never happy. He's the aspect of hatred. Of course he isn't. Baal is the aspect of destruction. Also not really happy with Diablo either, though he appreciated the fact that Diablo's plan was basically to put Tathamet back together because Baal thought that Baal's general thinking on that is, well, it leads to the destruction of the universe, so fuck it, I'm down. Asmodan and Belial absolutely fucking despised his plan, obviously, because it not only showed that their rebellion was pointless, but that all of it was planned.
From morning, my eyes were opened, and I saw the coming darkness.
And Dariel seems to be the only one who was just kind of meh with it because she hated how Asmodan and Belial were running things, so she was perfectly fine with Diablo coming back and taking over.
Hereafter.
It's in some games because they lived in Baldur's Gate 2 and have of Dar failure and everything. Yeah. Video game book tie-ins can be very hit or miss. Scorpion, welcome. How are you doing today? I'm doing great, man. We're just playing through more of the Diablo 4 story, and hopefully we'll get through all of Act 3 today. I should be able to speedrun most of the desert.
No, I deserve to burn with the rest of it.
Can't help but wonder, Tyrael, the new Horizons plan was for the Black Soulstone. Let's put the prison of all the evils in one place on Sanctuary. We totally won't have it blow up in our face. I mean, to be fair, the post game for Diablo 3 implied that they were going to use Zoltan Pool's research to improve upon the Soulstone over time rather than just leaving it be, and hope that that would finally allow them to do something. Only for Malthael to show up, steal the stone, then use it in his own ritual, then break it, and accidentally, well, not accidentally, Malthael knew exactly what he was doing. It would free the spirits of the evils and they returned to hell to begin reforming.
My friends, forgive me.
Up until the moment that Malthael showed up, Tyrael did seem to at least have the beginnings of a plan. And then Malthael showed up, killed most of the Haradrim he'd already recruited, and completely shit-canned his entire thought process. Which led to Tyrael and the main characters in Diablo 4's expansion basically coming to the conclusion that they're not even sure what they can do to stop this shit in the future. The defeat of Malthael also had Tyrael have a bit of a crisis of faith because he realized just how powerful humanity could potentially become, and it scared the shit out of him. And of course, we haven't seen any hide nor hair of Tyrael since then. Because even Lorath in this game simply says that he left. And we have no idea where he went. And
the whole of human knowledge shall be shared among the children of Lilith. And no secret shall be kept from them. And the liars and learned thieves of the world shall perish in their regret.
Yes, Elias, that is fun and all, but I need to find a way to blow you up, so I'm gonna be coming for your ass next. Decided to get a game called The Long Dark, but I had to refund it because it was too hard for me and I got God of War 3 remastered. Eh, fair enough, fair enough. Sometimes you buy a game and it just doesn't work out. Sometimes you buy a game and it just doesn't work out. Don't need any of those. Dismantle.
That got most of it.
Lilith's plan is positively idiotic. I wouldn't go that far, 90. It's more just that she doesn't feel like she has any other options right now. Her father is at his weakest. If she's going to have any hope of basically overpowering and absorbing his abilities, which it is implied that she could actually do, because she is his daughter, it's implied that that is the unique circumstance that makes her plan even workable at all. But at the same time, like, the main issue is that it would draw the ire of the other primevals immediately. And while they're more than content to let Mephisto just get fucked, they would do something in the aftermath. Kill the rest of humanity to hopefully find the most powerful henchman to replace her daddy. It's not just that, it's the fact that... So here's the funny thing, is that while the growth of the Nephilim from Diablo 3 was downplayed in the aftermath, the implication is that humanity has the potential to reclaim that former power. It's just that no one knows how to do it. Lilith is hoping that by basically putting humanity through a number of trials that she feels they can actually pass, rather than a demonic invasion that she knows they won't, she can awaken that Nephilim power, much like Ulysses, which was the original Nephilim that she ran into back in the Sin War, and humanity will ascend to a new position of power. Because that's the thing, she doesn't want to kill all of humanity, just enough of it that it forces the remainder to evolve, basically. It is socially Darwinistic, but what do you expect from a woman who is literally the daughter of hatred? And again, the books do make clear she has very similar thought processes to her father. She has to physically stop herself from constantly desiring and hating the end of all things. Like the intrinsic part of her being is to hate all of creation. And it's heavily implied that it is only because humanity is essentially her children that she is able to suppress this just long enough to come up with alternatives. It's very spicy considering that humanity would be like 20 to 30% of what it once was. Yeah.
What did he take?
Scrolls from the Forbidden Archive. He has the means to summon a lesser evil.
He what? Which bloody one? Where? Oh, we don't know, of course.
I like Laura. It's just like, oh, why did I even ask? We already know that we don't know.
The lesser could wipe out the continent, or worse. Come. Elias's pet demon is inside. Pray it leads
Reading the
us
Diablo
to
1 handbook, demon breeding seems to be a consistent plot expansion as to the high number of demons. There's actually, interestingly enough, Lord Brownbear, even in the Sin War trilogy, Lilith and her brother, because she does have a brother who is the son of hatred, they don't know how they came to be. They actually don't. And in fact, it's implied the other evils don't know how Mephisto had kids either. What do you take? Scrolls, book, 2 ice cream codes, a pizza, and $15. Dang it, that was my pizza.
It was protecting that fool.
There's a couple of theories, actually, Lord Brownbear, that Mephisto created his children through essentially mitosis, like he split them off as aspects of himself.
The answer lies
Laura, if you just inform your later ego, tell him. You think pizzas exist in Sanctuary? We have not seen an Italian equivalent in Sanctuary anywhere, so maybe not. How did Mephisto have kids? I mean, hate fucking is a thing. Well, that's just it, though. There is no mom that we know of, and there's no implication that there ever was. And again, even his brothers don't fully know where Lilith and her brother came from.
This isn't wrong.
They even wonder about it, I think, at one point in the Sin War books. Like, it's a genuine mystery to the rest of hell.
Former ruler.
Bread with tomatoes
Obviously.
and topping, cheese
That's
exists,
enough,
bread
old
exists. The
man.
question is if
The
tomatoes
dead
exist.
deserve
Yeah.
respect.
The dead deserve nothing when the living are in danger. Now Gulran has a new ruler, and we have Elias to thank for it.
The dead may be worthless to you, but that medallion could bring peace to those still mourning.
Fine.
It's like, fine, take it.
We
I
have
don't
to
need
find
it.
Elias.
I just needed to
Then
know
we
where
must
he was
also
going.
travel to Gulran. Meet me there, and be swift about it.
See, the problem is that Lorith is entirely in the right here, but doing this stuff in the open is why people think the Haradrim are crazy.
Oh, and avoid the city gates. Too many cannibals. Go to the cliffs. We'll find help there.
Right, we need to go all the way over here. So I did unlock this place, so we can go from there. Poof. Eh. Wow. We took care of that. Ruby is fire and holy damage, but I don't have any slots for that. I do need to work on getting slots for the higher end gear. We're gonna keep we're just gonna keep raw dog in the main story. Let's focus on that. You all need to explode. All of you need to explode. Hasn't 80% of humanity been wiped out? If they care about mourning, wouldn't they be at it all day? That was 50 years ago. The wiping out by Malthael was over 50 years ago. It's kind of sad. Lorith, the Lorith you see in this game is present in Diablo 3 as like a 16-year-old apprentice of Tyrael. Like, he shows up as just a newly minted Haradrim with like practical baby voice in the fucking Diablo 3. Because he's just so excited to be working with Tyrael the whole time. It's kind of a bit jarring if you have played Diablo 3, because then you get to Lorith here, and it's just been 50 years of disappointment for him. It's just been 50 years of non-stop disappointment. First, the Nephilim leave to try and defend Sanctuary and never return. Most of humanity turns their back on the Haradrim because they didn't stop Malthael in time. Tyrael eventually leaves because he claims that there's some great threat that he has to deal with. And then the last few remaining Haradrim are slowly picked off over time until it's just Lorith, Donan, and Elias. And that's it. It's no wonder that when you encounter Elias, he is a drunk hermit who wants nothing to do with anyone at that point. I looked at Adria's wiki and there's a shitload of lore outside the game. Yep. Welcome to Blizzard. Occasionally they just decide to not fucking put their shit in the games and nobody knows why. Give me your gold. I hate those fucking teleporting bullshits. No, go away. Be gone. And to be fair, Adria is one of the more straightforward characters for all of her faults. Like, at least we got an explanation for her shit. No, stop, stop. Just die. Shush. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, little fallen. Go to sleep. Oh, my nose. Ah. Hello, good sirs. And now you've all been sent back to hell. Brief glance at her wiki tells me evil bitch. Yes, but very well disguised evil bitch. Like, nobody had any idea that she was working for Diablo in Diablo 1. Well, actually, funny thing is, the one person who kind of suspects it, even back then, was the town drunk. Because if you talk to Farnham in Diablo 1 about Adria, he starts mumbling about how he doesn't trust her, basically. She was a shopkeep? Yes, she was your magic vendor in Diablo 1. What was her iconic line? I sense a soul in search of answers, I think was the one she always gave. Wonder if they had her evil being planned in Diablo 1? Probably not, but I think it is kind of fitting that Farnham, the town drunk, was the only one who kind of picked up on her possibly being evil. Just seems kind of fitting. Also, poor Farnham. If you want depression, go look up Farnham's lines. Like, because you can ask all the NPCs in Tristram about your various quests. All of Farnham's deliveries are either kind of hilarious or intensely depressing because he's basically drunk because he watched all of his friends get butchered in front of him.
Good of you to come. Pity you didn't bring an army or siege works.
I have enough explosives to make up for it.
Here?
Gone to the palace, no doubt. Behind the high wall with the gates barred behind him.
Blizzard planning
Can't
years in
get through.
advance. What the fuck, magic or timeline would it be?
Know who can.
Look at the skyfall. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to agree with 90. It was probably never
Yeah.
planned like that. Never.
How many messages did I send? Huh? How long has Oyun been missing? Trapped in there with those butchers? She may be the only one left who knows of the tunnel.
If she's still alive. If this tunnel exists at all.
You don't trust me.
Of course not. You're a thief. Useful years ago, true. But it's clear you have some other reason to see.
You remember the old
this
StarCraft 2
or you.
website? They had full bios for every unit of the game. Yep.
Not
The
your
original
business.
Wings of Liberty, like, press releases and stuff
I were
were
to
very
look
much
for
meant to
Oyun,
emulate the StarCraft
where
1
would I
manual.
start?
And then they just didn't do it after that.
She
which
has a
sucks.
house in the market square.
Lorth doesn't fuck around. I
We were
mean,
supposed to
again,
meet there before, but
he's the last of the
I couldn't
Haradrim
get
for a
close.
reason. Dude
Tried to come
has
back
seen it
around.
all. I can fully believe that after the Nephilim left, after Tyrael was having his breakdown, after most of the other new Haradrim either died or left, Lorth had to basically try to hold everything together with his bare
Have a little
fucking
faith
hands.
for once, old
And
man.
he, after 50 years of it, he was just sick and fucking tired of all of it. Lorth is just done. Lorth is just done with your bullshit. He has no time for anyone's bullshit. None. Zippo, zilch, nada, nothing. Goodbye. All of you must die. Kaboom. Kaboom. I love how they ragdoll. I really do. It's one of the nice things because I do like it when your abilities actually, you know, do shit. It's nice. It's fun. Alright, turn in the sun. Everybody needs to burn. Everybody needs to burn. All of you need to burn. All of you burn. Bye. So long. Auf Wiedersehen. Gesundheit. Goodbye. Set that on fire. This build also does do wonders at choke points, because having them have to walk through that when I could just set the entire ground on fire is great. I just wish Doom had a slightly longer range, because every time I think I'm able to hit them with it, I can't. There we go. There we go. I've also just got to get my wrath. I either need to cut down on the wrath cost of my abilities, or I need to increase the amount of wrath that I get back when I hit them. I don't know. I also just need to get more legendary equipment. We need to see what other special effects the Warlock specifically has, because I have not seen much legendary equipment to drop at all right now. Boom. Yep, just pile up on the bridge. Thank you. And I also swear the slow effect on that ability does not work all the time, because I have seen enemies charge right through it at full speed. There we go. Nope. I just wish it didn't make it so hard for me to see things on the ground. But that's particle effects for you. Sometimes game developers sometimes forget that we need to be able to see things in an action RPG. If you're going to make it so that I shouldn't be standing in the fire, please don't make it so that I can't see the fire because of my own abilities. Just a thought. And of course, Malthael wiping out 90% of humanity did not help things when it came to like the cannibal cults and shit that we're encountering here because, yeah, sure, 90% of humanity's gone, but these guys already were dealing with, you know, killing people, so what do they care? There's a reason that a good chunk of the fucking Eastern continent is covered in bandit and cannibal tribes. They just took full advantage of the fact that the standing militaries that used to kill them were all gone. Nope. Nope. I said nope. Nope, nothing on the corpses. You. I don't remember what we're supposed to do here.
No,
Oh, right.
Let them get me.
Working on it. I'm honestly surprised people survived in here at all, given that the cannibals just started eating everybody in the city.
I don't know. The cannibals are rounding everyone up, killing, feasting. But a few, they drag away. The prisons, I heard. Why would these monsters keep anyone alive?
Well, you should probably leave.
Maybe there is a chance Oyun lives.
Oh, I need to go down. It's the wrong direction. Oh, I can get down over here. That'll work. Because cannibals, fresh meat lasts longer. Well, I mean, yes, but also because if I remember correctly, they're fattening people up as well. Looks like the city guard put up a fierce fight and held them off so people could escape. Piled up boards, tables, anything they could find was tried to use and stall before coming master. Yeah. I got some oh, come on, Brown Bear. Come on, man. All right, Tenwen, just hit him with whatever comeback you're gonna give him, because I don't even need to address it, do I? Now, see, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. And then I was right-clicking like mad and it still wouldn't let me use my ability. I don't understand what causes that. New sausage 8 bunch. Meat's back on the menu. I mean, to be fair, it's also kind of true. Sanctuary doesn't really have like an orc equivalent, except for the Khazra, technically, I suppose. Well, you're dead. Sorry. So I guess you just kind of have to do cannibals and you know, crazy people and cults and all sorts of shit. All right, you need to burn. Burn, burn, burn. You're gonna fall into a burning ring of fire. We'll go down, 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 but the flames will get higher. Burn, burn, burn. In demonic fire. In demonic fire. In demonic fire. But Mr. Warlock, you're damning their souls to hell by burning them with hellfire. They are cannibals, my dude. They're already going to hell. All I'm doing is speeding up their meeting. I'd like to imagine that's like the fundamental difference between the Warlock and most of the other classes. Like, the Necromancer kills to maintain the balance. The Paladin kills because he knows that some people simply cannot be saved. The Warlock's just like, nah, these guys were already damned to hell. I'm just speeding up the process. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. What is the continent? Honduras? I don't know how to... Tristram doesn't really fit either, so I don't know how you'd work that in. I don't know. No. Get away from me. There we go. Westmark? I guess that could kind of work. Maybe. Diamond. Yeah, no, because, like, you need 2 syllables after west, so you need 3 syllables in total. You need west and then something that's 2 syllables. But the problem is that Honduras is 3 syllables, so it doesn't work either. Damn. I don't know what we would do with that. I'm not a professional singer. New Tristram. I guess that can kind of work. That can kind of work. Again, though, we don't even know what the situation is on the Western continent. For all we know, it's worse than what it is here, which would be fucking terrifying. Welcome to the prison. I'm here to kill you all. Nothing will survive this day. I'm gonna burn it all. Hello, good sirs. Have you tried our weight loss program? It's called being disintegrated by hellfire. For all we know, it's overrun by demons. Yeah. I mean, again, I don't know. There was at least some organized military presence still left over. The garrison that we fight with in Act 3 was still fairly organized. Tyrael and the rest of the Haradrim did at least try to salvage what they could of Westmarch. I don't know. We just don't know. We just don't know. We don't know enough. Like, the rogues of the Sisterhood of the Sightless Eye supposedly recovered somewhat, recovered decently between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3, so they should have been around. Maybe they established, like, a city-state in the mountains or something like that. I don't know. Kaboom. Oh, let's do that. Okay, it's not letting me in. What? Why? That's weird. Huh? Whatever. Oh, hi. You are not a problem. I'm going to blow you up. No. Oh no, he has vampiric abilities. I'm just going to burn him to death. Goodbye. Thank you for the prison key.
Oh, Yoon. Are you here?
Hello, ma'am.
Who's there?
Oh, what? Someone's attacking me.
You're not him. Who are you? The chopping. It stopped and I thought he was coming for me next.
Your friends Elias.
Kind of skipping through a lot of the dialogue in Diablo 2. Oh, you honestly, for an action RPG, you really shouldn't. Diablo 2 has quite a bit of good dialogue that's written for a lot of the NPCs, and they do at least try to explain a little bit of what's going on in the world.
I know another way. It's safer. The old prison wing. It was sealed off years ago after an earthquake.
Like, I'm not saying that every bit of dialogue in Diablo 2 is some amazing piece of lore writing, but I'd say it's worth it to at least listen to the NPCs.
That used to be the entrance to the old prison wing. Then you break through.
Yep. Got it. Oh no, it looks like the guards decided to leave all the prisoners inside when they closed up the wing.
We'll get through. Stay close.
You think we could have just gotten the cannibals to clear it out for us if we had told them there were a bunch of rotting corpses back here? Because it doesn't seem like they care very much about the quality of their meat. Oh. Goodbye. All right, who's next? Come, Papa. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. I'm pretty sure most of these guys can just run right through my slow aura, even when it's on, because they have that charge attack. And I've seen on more than one occasion when I was leveling up that they can, if they activate that before they run into the zone, then the slow effect doesn't seem to affect them and they just run through it at full speed, which is aggravating because the whole point of that ability is that they shouldn't be able to do that. Yeah, see? There we go. Okay, apparently. Oh, frozen and poison? Fuck you. Yeah, let's just make half the ground be instant death. Thanks, game. I appreciate that. Nope. Go away. Get the item. Thank you. But yeah, no. I would highly recommend if you get the chance, if you don't want to go through the whole game again, I'm sure you can find all the dialogue, like, on YouTube or something. I'm sure somebody's posted it. Heck, I would even suggest a compilation that I know you can find on YouTube is the various class dialogue that you get for certain areas and quests, because that also tells you a little bit about how each of the classes views the world. Like, the Paladin one is always some flavor of evil stalks here or something, or the light has been extinguished from this place. Like, it's just little bits that help add to the world building.
I can't stop my hands from shaking. Just give me a moment.
It's me? Alright. Why didn't you
I
escape?
was waiting for Zolaya at my home.
Non-zero chance I start from the beginning for some reason.
She
Yeah.
wasn't coming. I tried
As I
to
said,
run.
if you don't feel like actually going through the whole game, just... I fucking hate swords on death. Oh, yeah, the executioner move. God, the executioner move is so goddamn stupid.
Yes.
What I find especially stupid, though, 90, is that if your character is really, really fast, like if you put a shit ton of item affixes into movement speed and you're just booking it around the map, the sword will still follow you until you stop, allow it to hover over your head for a second, and then activate the animation to fall. Like, only then will it stop following, which is just fucking annoying. I'd say the only one that's more annoying is possibly the razor one, the one where they get a buzzsaw that spins around them, because that thing always seems to hit me no matter where I go to try to avoid it.
Zolaya! Oh, Yun! Oh, you've come back to me!
You waited. Kept yourself in danger.
Oh, you stubborn cow. Of course I waited. Where would I go without you to tell me?
I can already feel Lorth just like,
Only
okay,
for
give me
me.
my information. You two can get the hell out of here, please.
Yes, well, you are a lucky fool, I'll give you that.
Lorath here sent this one to find you. They need your
I think it's
help
worse when they
getting
summon
into the
those
palace.
lunatics that run around and explode on you instant death.
There's an
Those
old
can be
escape
annoying.
tunnel.
You actually reunite two
entrance is in
survivors.
caverns
God damn, they're gay,
nearby.
aren't they? I mean,
Behind
yeah.
an alcove
To be fair,
marked with
there's
the
not...
Overseer's cross.
I think this is the only openly
Twin sabers
referenced,
joined
like,
at the hilt.
romantic NPC in the
left palm of the
entire
open door.
goddamn game. Now that I think about it,
Caverns.
I'm trying to think.
Could be worse.
Yeah, I think this is the only one.
Thank you.
Like, it's
Take
not
care
just
of
that they're the
yourself.
only gay couple we run into. I think this is the only couple we run into in the entire game.
I think that was the merchant's horse. Best not tell him. You know, when we first met, I assumed this connection you have with Lilith would lead you to darkness, as it has Elias.
Is that a problem?
But
No,
I think
Tenwin, but
you've
knowing
done
Blizzard's
here.
track record, we should
Maybe
probably
I
find
will.
out when this quest was written so we can find out which
shall see.
corporate scandal they were trying to cover up for again. Since Blizzard has done that on at least 4 separate fucking occasions. Nah, that's Overwatch. Where am I going? Oh, right. Speak to the entrance of the Alpha Mines. Right. We're just going back down into the dungeons. I forgot. Ooh, Eevee.
While you were in the city, I was thinking on Elias.
You know it's bad when you can track a company's
Which of the
history of,
lesser evils he means to
sexual
someone?
harassment lawsuits by when
he
they
did to
bring
go
up gay
round and
characters in their mainline franchises.
He's created
You
a
wouldn't
city
think
of
that would be
suffering,
something you'd be able to do,
pain,
but
and
Blizzard has somehow
anguish.
managed it.
Meaning his goal is likely Juriel or Andariel.
Right. But which one?
Juriel feeds off physical pain, Andariel
Why should they be
revels in
happy?
mental
I'm
and
joking.
emotional torment.
I mean,
Whichever one
why
it
should they be?
is,
If I remember
if
correctly, there
Elias
is a side
succeeds,
quest
then
later
more cities
where it
will
reveals
shatter
that the
Elias'
lady
fate.
we saved is basically
All we
psychologically
hope
broken,
is he
and it's
hasn't
heavily
completed the
implied that the
summon yet.
cannibals force-fed her human flesh, and she's never going to fully recover from it. Like, which, you know, that's
All you
horrifying
said
in
the
and of
tunnel is in
itself.
a hidden alcove.
It wasn't even subtle. It was a butt of a meme for a while. Scandal character is gay. Oh, it's not a scandal. I'm more just referencing the fact that we can track Blizzard's track record of when they get sued by when major revelations are made about characters being gay is one of the saddest fucking things you can possibly imagine in the modern world. Yeah, Sombra's bisexual. Okay, what did they do? So were these cannibals just a mundane sort of evil? Oh yeah, Sanctuary still has all the classic thing. The whole, if I remember, the whole implication is that the Dry Steppes has always had to deal with like cannibal cults over the years. Lilith and Elias's presence just sent them into overdrive, basically. Weirdly, you do run into a former cannibal mercenary when you do the Curast quests And she does imply that they have like a twisted sort of honor to them. Like their whole thing is very much a social Darwinist, like survival of the fittest thing. But they have like a code of honor in regards to if someone's able to fight off a cannibal, then there is like respect given to that person. It's just that the cannibals usually just butcher and kill anyone who gets in their way. So they don't respect most of the people who live in the dry steppes because they just see them as weak food. Demons just make it more common. There's also the other side of the issue, which is demons are so common in certain regions of Sanctuary now that, well, they're the easiest way to get meat. And eating demon bodies probably does not do wonders for one's sanity. Yeah. And then you have the, what are they called? The dregs in Curast, who are their own local flavor of cult, which is heavily implied that while they're not cannibals, they do ingest various psychedelic and highly dangerous addictive substances that slowly degrades their brains, and they purposely spread it to other people. They will capture people and force feed them it in order to turn them into more dregs. How do they feel about people who carve through them like low quality cattle like the main character can? I believe the mercenary actively says like, yeah, that's just gonna invite them to challenge you more, but at the same time, you're probably the only person they respect. And then she basically tells you should kill all of them. Like, she's like, I understand my culture is horrible and evil. I left it because basically they tried to kill me and I came to the revelation of how horrible we were. If you see any of my former kin, just kill them. It's the smartest thing you can do. It's a weird society. It's also a massive retcon because the problem is, Tenwin, is that the dregs were originally the pygmies in Diablo 2, and pygmies has a whole racial bullshit connotation, even though the pygmies in Diablo 2 look nothing like pygmies as they were referenced in African literature in the 1900s or early 1900s and late 1800s. So it kind of befuddles the fact that they weren't even related to it. They just shared a name, but I guess Blizzard, knowing Blizzard, didn't want to repeat what they did before. And honestly, though, the whole drug addict society forcing other people to join them by force feeding them drugs is at least a slightly more interesting narrative than just there's a race of diminutive not people living in the jungle and they're all cannibals. Which is what we had with the pygmies in Diablo 2, and that's all we knew about them.
Twin sabers, just as Oyun described.
See, it's one of those cases where it's like, I don't really care that they retconned it because they actively improved it because we knew nothing about the pygmies before, and now we know that they're basically a cannibal cult, drug-fueled, weird, like, cult society. But they at least have a rationale for their existences. Seems like they're called fetishes now. The fetish, that's what they were called in Diablo 2. They're called the dregs in Diablo 4.
Need more prey, more meat.
And you will have it once Elias has
Who transported an ogre from Warhammer Fantasy here, huh?
What work? You will see soon, bro. The seeds we have sown will bear fruit. Gulrun will be reborn, and so will But work.
Elias, he is poised to summon Andariel into the world. Her power will lift us to new heights. And of course, you will have more meat.
I want to watch.
Certainly, great bro. You will be the guest of honor.
And there we saw the Cannibal King. Don't remember if we kill him here or not. If he
Andariel, the Maiden of Anguish. That is the lesser evil he means to summon. Heavens help us.
To be fair, like, I mean, she is one of the weaker of the lesser evils, but that's partly just because she doesn't represent, like, a metaphysical concept. She represents literal anguish, which is still powerful, but not nearly as widespread as Asmodan and his sins, or Belial and his lies, or any of the crime leaders. There's also the fact that she basically has to act as a fucking cat herder for her brother Duriel, because Duriel is fucking insane. Okay, wait. That's one of those old and outdated things that really isn't worth keeping around. Is the game better for having an old, outdated racist character? Well, that's the thing, though. It's not even a racist character. It's just it shares the name with a racist caricature. Because you can look at the pygmies in Diablo 2, and they're not even human. They're something entirely different, and the game even acknowledges that with what little dialogue is given about them from the people in Cuirass. They're openly acknowledged as, like, they're not even related to what we would consider the racist caricature of the pygmy, but because they share the name, we had to completely redo them. Now, again, I think the Redux is good because they actually added some lore justification for why these things exist in Kondarast, or what is the fucking region called? What is the fucking region called? Nahantu, Cuirass, right, that's the city. You get what I'm saying. I do. I'm just saying that, I don't know. I feel like they could have kept the name, introduced the rest of the lore changes, and it would have been just as effective without people scratching their heads and going, what the fuck is a dreg? It also gets very funny in the expansion because eventually the Cathedral Knights that are stuck in Nahantu start taking the drugs as a combat enhancer, and they basically end up being brainwashed by them anyways. But that's because the Knights by then are fucking crazy, so I'm not surprised, honestly. We might. What are we at? Hour and a half? Will we be able to finish Act 3 today? Maybe. Goodbye. Act 3 is a little bit longer than Act 2, if I recall. Mainly because Act 3 kind of forces you to go all over the place in the dry steps. They do not let you just go from one objective to the other very quickly. Also, we have to deal with Elias like 4 times in this place. The old paladin for Diablo 2 paladin. Ah, shall you defend us from the pygmies? The new paladin master. That is an insensitive term. Diablo 2 paladin. I killed literally 10,000 of them on the way here. Shut up. I don't really care. Damn, you have a lot of health. Hello. There we go. There we go. Goodbye. Gibbs. Thank you. I understand companies area on the side of caution, but having black heritage myself, constantly erasing old works that are drawn from old racial attitudes, can feel like someone is saying they never existed, and it's just patronizing as the consumer. I could definitely see that attitude as well. And again, I have to stress, the pygmies don't even look like anything. They literally look like little imps with wearing like weird masks. It's so far removed from any actual racial caricature I've ever seen that it's like, okay, so they shared a name. I can understand some people not liking that, but where the fuck are we going with this?
The prophecy is unfolding before my eyes. I was right to act on it. When the prime evils come, they will find no easy prey. We will be ready. Our rebirth begins here, with Andariel chained to the heart of Gulran. She will feed on the suffering in this city of anguish, and we in turn will feed on her. Andariel's power will be ours to wield against the other lords of hell. If more must die to see it come to pass, so be it. I will not fail you, Mother.
So we got sketches of the 3 shrines, each depicting one of the primevals, Diablo, Baal, and Mephisto. Below the drawings Elias has written, only the blessed can open the way. And at the center of the temple is the map of the primes in the ancient complex buried beneath Mount Kivo. Notes are scrolled on paper. They appear to be calculations for how much of Gulran's populace would be needed to excavate the temple. Those. It's kind of weird that the Warlock can use 2-handed weapons. I don't know. That feels, but can't use staves. Like, that seems weird.
Andariel, chained to the heart of Gulran. Her evil will not stay contained here. It will
change me so if we get overall, that's easier to do that. So yeah, I know.
Madness. Quite the opposite.
But I think Brown Bear has a point that it's basically a Streisand effect where it's like once you've changed it, now you've drawn the ire of other people who see it as an annoyance and get upset about it. And it's like you don't win either way. So
I let him become
I don't know.
This.
I don't know.
Regrets are pointless. Stopping him now is all that matters.
That's a very Warlock response to
We
that.
have what we need. The summoning will take place at the Temple of the Primes in Mount Sivo. Now to find a way out. Knowing Elias, he would have had an escape route in case things didn't go his way. Behind the bookcase. I guess that's the one thing he learned from me.
I think he learned a lot more than that, Lorath, but I don't think either of you want to have that conversation.
Should have killed him when I had the chance. We must hurry.
It is a little ironic, Lorath working with a Warlock, talking about having to get rid of Elias. Like, that feels a little, just a tad, just a tad out of place. Like, oh, my apprentice was conversing with demons. I totally should have done something about that. And my Warlock just standing over here with a demon following him around and like, yeah. How old is Lorath at this point? Yeah, it's implied he's in his 60s, if not close to his 70s. Because he was a very young man when he showed up in Diablo 3 as one of Tyrael's new generation of Haradrim. And now we get to go inside a volcano and kill another evil cult. Specifically the Triune, aka the guys who have been worshipping the Primevals from the very beginning. He was 15 to 20-ish in Diablo 3. This is 50 years later. Yeah, so minimum 65. Minimum.
Somewhere in this paradise, the Triune has reclaimed its ancient temple. Trouble is, we can't simply walk in. Elias was researching something about shrines to Mephisto, Baal, and Diablo.
Only the blessed can open the way.
Yes, but to be blessed by the Primevals. Damn risky.
I've suffered their whispers before. If it gets us inside that temple, I can do it again.
Yeah, I imagine given the way they're portraying the Warlock, since he's basically taking power from demons rather than making bargains, the Primevals would try to get inside your head even while you're learning the basics of that. After all, no demon in the Diablo universe wants to give power to mortals. They just see it as a good way of getting followers. So the Warlock basically being the guy who mugs demons and takes the power rather than making deals for it seems kind of fitting that he's had to deal with this shit for a while. I love how most of the Triune followers aren't even really much of a threat. Like, there are cannibals out in the wasteland that are a bigger threat than these guys, but yeah, they're kind of pathetic. Kind of fitting, though.
Baal, Lord of Destruction. His influence has launched every war in history. Never once has he tired of conflict. Speak his true name. Tor Balos.
Tor Balos.
Are you alright?
Oh,
I've been worse.
knocked him on my ass.
2 more shrines to go. Diablo and then Mephisto. Stay strong.
There was never any mention of them having a true name before, but I actually kind of like it. Like, the names that we've seen are just the proximities or the facsimiles of what their name actually is. See what I mean? Why does it stop me from doing that? Warlock, yeah, just falls over. Also, it allows me to do a horrible joke, in my opinion, when you get to the Diablo Shrine. Hello. Don't worry, guys. You wanted to go to hell and have power. I'm just sending you there faster. It's that simple. You'll get to go see those demons you guys like so much, since you were stupid enough to make deals with them.
Diablo. Lord of
Diablo, the Spanish word for the devil. What is his true name in this game? Drum roll, please.
Speak his true name. Al Diabolos.
El Diablo, basically.
Diabolos.
Dear Lord. Someone at Blizzard thought they were so fucking funny for coming up with that as a joke. Can I say that Blizzard managed to piss them off royally with this new crossover? Oh, with the Warcraft crossover? I mean, at least most of the armors look like they actually fit in Warcraft, or in Diablo, I should say. Not sure about the rest of these, but at least Ashbringer looks nice. Guessing the demon true names don't do anything to hold power over them if you know it. Probably not without certain levels of power, but if you had enough power to use their true name to try and bind them, they'd probably then just break your soul. Like, the books consistently show that mortals in the presence of Diablo barely are capable of holding themselves together, and that's when he doesn't actually unleash the full might of his capabilities. Ashbringer absolutely looks like a slab of metal. It does, but that is how it's meant to look. The Triune cultists are really confused as to why Hellfire is being selected at them. Probably. Well, actually, not as confused as you'd think, because the Triune specifically worships the primevals, which means they've actually always been at odds with the various cults that worship the lesser evils, especially the ones that worship Asmoden and Belial, because Asmoden and Belial were the ones who led the rebellion against the primevals. If you can somehow find a way to bind them long enough to use properly, yes, but you can't do that with primevals. No, the Haradrim figured that out the hard way, which is why they needed the soul stones. Just the Paladin armor set? Really? I thought the Judgment set actually looked pretty decent for everything that... Okay. And this is why not having a pause button is really fucking stupid.
A wanderer returns.
Let me see. I mean, it's a pretty good rendition of Judgment armor, I gotta say. I think the only thing that they kind of didn't do as well is that the chest piece is supposed to be both metal and have a cloth tabard over it, but I can get why they went with just the breastplate. I would assume that the true name of the prime evil would still be usable, just doesn't help much due to the power difference. Exactly, exactly. Like, I don't know, I mean, they obviously included some Diablo-specific imagery, the winged sword / sword over the sun imagery that you see throughout Diablo IV for a lot of the religious iconography of both Zakarum and the Cathedral of Light. But otherwise, I'm not really seeing a problem. They even kept the scales and stuff on the shoulder pads. I'm salty that I need to pay. Oh, okay, fair, 90. No. Okay, so you're not mad at the armor, you're just mad at Blizzard's business practices. Oh, that's entirely understandable. No, please, go off on that. Go off on that. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with you being pissed about that. I thought you had a problem with the actual armor design itself. No. You're just complaining about Blizzard's business practices. Please, by all means, lay into them. That I don't give a shit about. They're fucking assholes. We all know that.
Mephisto, Lord of Hatred, Father of Lilith. You need to be careful. Her blood is already a part of you.
$20 for all classes and unique skill for VFX. Yeah, valid. Here, have the cash. But yeah, no, I know. Well, to be fair, they're relying on...
Now tell me
most people play only like 1 or 2 classes in Diablo 4, so they're really relying on that to sell it. $20 for an armor set for 1 class, fuck them. Yeah, I know. Believe me, I know.
Dual Mephistos.
Oh, would you look at that?
We meet again.
Mephisto's true name isn't even that different. I mean, Al Diabolos isn't that different from Diablo anyway, especially if you know Spanish.
In wolf's clothing.
Yes, but that doesn't mean we can't help each other. That mortal Elias seeks to use the power of the primes for his own ends. No one knows their place anymore, do they? His meddling has drawn echoes of the past to my refuge of hatred.
How does that shape his feelings toward mortals like it does Bale or Mephisto, or do mortals just potentially feel him or something? Little column A, little column B. like, the books do show that he actively enjoys terrorizing mortals. He enjoys making their fears become manifest. He takes physical pleasure from it. It's also why he's the most corruptive of the three.
The prime evils.
Why the fuck am I having so much trouble destroying a barricade? What the fuck? Hello. Goodbye. Should have an aura of fear or terror, though. Yeah. Please don't hurt me, I'm so afraid. Big booty goth that. No, no, no. Because Diablo's able to see into your mind, he would see your actual fears. Boom, ba-boom. And these are the poor barbarians who got their asses kicked in Diablo 2's expansion.
The forces of hell approach.
I want to explode. Thank you. Goodbye.
Well done. You were born for this.
And you're a primeval, one of the three. Yet here you are, begging me for help.
Love how the Warlock's like, I'm instantly suspicious of this.
Bad luck in recent years. Trapped in those soulstone trinkets.
Is that an insult or a compliment? It's more just trying to butter you up because Mephisto knows how to play people.
My essence is reforming, and so my power has limits. We all have our ups and downs, don't we?
You deserve far worse.
All I have done is offer you help, and yet you repay me with hatred. Why not focus that anger on Lilith for the time being? Take my blessing. Destroy her. Save your world.
So is a primeval like Mephisto easier or harder to goad as a demon that hates everything? Actually harder, because he's had millennia to learn how to manage his anger and his hatred. He's way more intelligent. Yes, the books do a slightly better job, but it openly points out that Mephisto was always the strategist of the three. Baal was their frontline commander, Diablo was their string puller manipulator, but Mephisto was sort of the grand strat, alongside Asmodan, who was the actual commander of the overall legions of hell, was the actual sort of military planner, because he was capable of figuring these kind of things out.
The victims of my brother, Baal. He laid waste to the barbarian lands long before your time. I wish I could have seen it with my own eyes. I had no part in it, though. Elias has upset the balance at the Temple of the Primes, and those shades of the past belong in Baal's domain, not mine. But I do welcome their hatred.
It was underwhelming. The sprite work was really outdated. And back to reality. Oop, there goes Grab. Blah, 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 blah. Where am I supposed to be going? Go meet, Laura. Hello, cultists. I have received the blessings of your demon masters, and not that it matters, because you're all dead. Look out, he's got the blessing of the three prime evils. Surely he will use their power. Nope, this is all my power. I mugged a couple of demons for it. Get fucked. You all were dumb enough to make deals with demons. I just mugged them for their power and bind them to my service. We are not the same. Boing. Go away. Get out of here. Many of you here. Oh, hi. Be gone. I do love that their fucking bodies just get yeeted into the air or off a cliff. I do love that. We need more of that in ARPGs. Give me more area destruction. Give me more, like, I don't care if it's just purely cosmetic. Bodies flying through the air, holes being ripped open in the ground, just anything. Just let me show off that my character is a badass. Even if it doesn't mean any actual damage. I don't care. It's fun. It's like how some people don't use any dragon shout in Skyrim other than Fus Roda because they just want to see people ragdoll off a cliff. Boing. Hey, Laura. Hold on. Those? Oh, right. I forgot that this was even here. Mount Sivo, the Temple of the Primes. It's the best one. That, the Stormcaller one, but that kills people indiscriminately.
What took you so long?
I saw something at the shrine. A wolf.
Mephisto has been known to take such a form.
It's not the first time I've encountered him.
What? When you kept this from me?
We all keep secrets, don't we, Herodrum?
You don't have time for this now.
Look, you already know that I'm a warlock, and I already know you're Herodrum. We both know how our organizations handle quote-unquote secrets around people who aren't part of it. Come on, man. You don't get to try and play that game with me. Ooh, that was some weird lag. Why am I... What is going on? Hold on. What the fuck is going on? Why is there suddenly so much goddamn lag? What the hell? Hold on. Turn off that. Turn on those. Save it again. Where is the... You carry too many blessings. Apparently. Well, just need you to equalize this shit. That's close enough. Nope, that's... Okay, so that cutscene might have just broken everything. Great. Thanks for that, Diablo IV. Thanks for that, you piece of shit. One moment. One moment. This is gonna bug me. This is gonna bug me. Give me 1 second. I will go back. Give me 1 second. Oh, great! Fuck you, Blizzard. Well, fuck. Because it does seem to have fixed it by exiting the game and coming back in, but now I have till day 8 minutes until I can get back into the actual fucking game. Because fuck my life, apparently. Well, that's annoying. All because of one goddamn cutscene. One cutscene. Not even a pre-rendered cutscene, just an in-engine cutscene going from one camera perspective to another. And the game apparently could not handle that without fucking up all of my recording and OBS and VTube Studio and VBridger. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Blizzard. That's so nice of you that you can't even get this shit to run properly. Wonder if it has anything to do with your constant always-on bullcrap. Well, I guess we're talking for a bit because I can't do anything. Also, I don't know if that's even 8 minutes or if that tilde means that it's fucked up and it's not actually gonna log me in and I need to exit out again. I don't know. The eternal curse of being in a queue because of fucking technical fuck-ups. Well, I hope you're all having a good time. You could try. No, wait, it changed. The number changed. The number changed. Hold on. Number did change. I mean, if there's any consolation is the fact that usually when a game like this fucks up, you are not the only one who is having a fuck up. which means other people will exit out of the game in order to try and reset things to get things working again, which means they will also be forced into the queue behind you, and you have the chance to take their spot. If another class is added to Diablo 4, what class would you like to see? I don't know. Witch Doctor could be interesting, but they kind of have that all covered already with the minions classes, especially now that Warlock's in. Demon Hunter could be interesting, but I don't know how they differentiate it playstyle-wise much from Rogue. Oh, you crashed as well? What do you mean as well, 90? I take it I'm not the only one who had... Monks. Yes, Monks would probably be a good one. If it helps, I tried to lock into, and I have a 25-minute wait queue. I think there might be a DDoS thing going on. Oh, great. Yes, Blizzard, make your games always online and then not have the online infrastructure to actually support it. We thought you learned this years ago, but apparently not. Next thing you know, they're going to try to bring back the Real Money Auction House. Monks would be fun. I agree. Monks would be fun. Monks could be fun. Just give me the hyper fucking fast. Another magic culture would be neat. Maybe, but the problem is that we mainly just have the Vigerai and sort of the remaining Eastern mages like the Necromancers, the Witch Doctors, the Shamans, the Druids. Spiritborn are essentially monks. That's true, but they are Nahantau monks, so I guess what we're asking for more is the Kiovashad style monks that we saw in Diablo 3. I think they're both interesting, but yeah, they do have very similar gameplay elements now that you mention it. Also, I'm pretty sure the game is not going to drop us directly back in where we were. It's probably going to drop us back at the fucking point. Summoner of FF series vein. That's kind of what demonology warlocks are, though, 90. So great. Thanks, game. Thanks. All right. Inquisitors. Again, Paladin kind of fits that vibe right now with the way the Church of Light and the Zakharum work. I don't know, it's... Oh, hello. I need you all to get out of my group. Yes, yes, you're summoning things. I don't care. All of you need to explode. Every single one of you. Goodbye. Holy Spellcaster. I mean, maybe I could kind of see that, but I don't know if they'd necessarily call it Inquisitor or if it would be something else. Yep. Could Haradrim be a class? Probably not. Yeah, more of an order than a class. Because the whole point of the Haradrim was that they were a alliance of every mage clan that was in existence at the time. Not just the Vigerai, but all the other magical communities. Tyrael handpicked them from across all the different magical groups of Sanctuary in order to try and come up with an organization that could face the prime evils. They were the only, that's part of the reason the Haradrim kept getting shit canned over time was because all the other mages on Sanctuary, they do respect what the Haradrim do, but all of them are very insular and thus they kind of see the Haradrim as heretics. Like, none of them want other mages knowing what their clan knows, so all of them are kind of innately distrustful of the Haradrim on principle. That's kind of problem at this point. If we get more expansions, they're kind of running short of pre-established classes. Yeah. I need to complain. I don't enjoy one thing they've done with the itemization of poor gear progression. Erasure basic aspect acquisition for whether destroying gear or dungeons. Wait. Erasure of base and but they didn't get rid of that. I'm almost 150 Paragon points running Torment 5. I still... Oh, okay, yeah. The fact that it can get a little ridiculous when you have some aspects that just never drop. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Okay, please don't break again, game. In fact, I'm just gonna skip through...
The Temple of the Primes.
Oh, good. We don't have to actually listen to the dialogue where it goes into the cutscene. We can just go. Good. Good. Specific dungeons no longer give out. I think if that's going to be the case, what they should have done is make it so that dungeons don't give specific aspects, but the first time you complete a dungeon, you get a aspect that you don't have yet, or something like that. I don't know. Because, yeah, I'm kind of noticing that even on, like, we're on hard difficulty right now, and we still have barely seen any legendaries, whereas I'm pretty damn sure when I was leveling my paladin and before that my spiritborn, I was usually getting a legendary every 4 or 5 levels. Pretty consistently, if not every 2 to 3, once I got up to hard and, like, expert difficulties. So it's a little weird that we're, like, seeing, like, less than a third of that now. And I also have almost no aspects because, well, I haven't broken down any of them, and we're not getting any from the dungeons that I've been doing off stream. Like, that is a bit much. That is a bit much.
By your hand, the way will be opened.
In the Temple of the Primes. Good, we're not having any disconnect issues now. Don't worry, my brethren, we are safe inside this temple to our masters. The Warlock walking down the hallway about to send them all straight to those masters with hellfire.
Trespassers! Your screams will welcome Andariel to the world!
I will give props to some of the random voice actors they got for, like, the cultists and random NPCs in this game. They do a good job. They do a good job. Goodbye. I get why they did it. When I'm running with two-handed weapons, it'd be nice to have aspect that gives me 20% reduction of damage while wearing this weapon. Yeah, no, I understand. I'll bet you anything they partially did it to slow down gear progression, especially since this season is all about how far the community as a whole can progress the Paragon levels. Because they're doing that whole thing where it's like a community-wide challenge or whatever. Warlock is essentially the only new class they have added. Yeah, yeah. Admittedly, I did load up on my paladin, and they did change the skill trees for all the classes, so there's a lot of stuff that they're also dealing with there. It did also destroy most of the paladin classes that were existing, because almost every single paladin build relied on, what is it? There was a passive that gave increased block chance and how much you blocked when you did block. And pretty much every single paladin build relied on that for their defense, and it's gone now. So every single build that was made before the expansion drop for paladin is completely useless. Slow the gear progression when you reach Torment 10. Apparently you use item filters to not show legendaries without stars. Well, I can get that, but again, I'm down here in hard difficulty, and I have no idea how things work are going to look at the top right now. I'm just telling you what I'm experiencing, which is, I think they reduced the rate of legendary drops for the earlier difficulties. Okay, you need to go. Oh god, I fucking hate that executioner bullshit. There we go. The executioner stuff is not helped by the fact that if there's even the tiniest hiccup in your ping, you can be safely out of the zone of it falling and still get hit. Another reason that ARPGs should never be always online, because, and I mean, the hardcore community for Diablo 3 found this out the hard way when they first got started and realized that the tiniest hiccup in their internet could lead to them losing their hardcore character. Because Blizzard hates you. What they've done is literally stretch making Torment 1 to Torment 9 the old Torment 1. Oh, wow, that sounds really bad. Like, I like that they made it so that the different levels of Torment have a little more nuance, but if it literally is that bad, then no, that sounds like it'd be a horrible grind to get through the first levels of Torment. No, go away. Go away, good sirs. Ah, fucking enemies, random stun version. All of you need to explode. Thank you. You heard me. Goodbye. Oh, grab that. Thank you. Anybody else? A couple of guys. Just gonna blow you up. Oh, thank you for summoning more enemies that I can kill. More experience. How nice of you. I didn't realize that you wanted your demonic masters to get in on the death by hellfire. Need to grind an hour to have enough juice for one masterwork item. Oh, so they also slowed the rate of the accrual of the crafting materials. Great. That sounds great. Because I love having to grind for shit that I'm going to replace in 2 levels anyways when the game inevitably drops the one item that I need that is an upgrade. And then I get to do it all over again 10 levels later. Yay! While still being at the mercy of the RNG of the item loot table. Great. That's great.
Oh, we're too late. The ritual is underway. I will deal with Elias myself. Stay to the shadows.
Oh, right. It's gonna play a cutscene for all this. Well, shit. Hopefully the cutscene finishes before the ad starts playing. Hello, Bolg. Can I pause the cutscene? No, I cannot pause the cutscene. Oh, shit. Masterwork items, you need juice from dismantling orange items, and orange items drop like shit. Yeah, you can see that. Ow. Well, at least we're not getting any lag during this. I was worried the cutscene was gonna fuck everything up again. They're killing a woman with a septum piercing? No, they're not killing her. Not yet. Also, surprisingly, no, this chick is actually not an example of the nose ring theory. She's honestly one of the better NPCs, especially because she helps explain things for Hawazar. Oh, fuck no, they're using the woodblock method to tattoo her. Well, I believe the technical term is scarification, Lord Brownbear. The Tyrant King, cool design. As I said, where did this Ogre King from Warhammer Fantasy come from? I do love this scene. Elias is trying to talk, Laura's just like, nope, not giving you the chance. Fuck off. Unfortunately, he's immortal, so we have a problem.
Please, come with me.
Oh shit, the ad's starting to play and I gotta deal with Bowl. I need to refill my water, damn it. Should have brought an umbrella. That was pretty gay. Oh yeah, no. Like, I do like that Laura just... Elias starts to monologue. Laura's response is just stab him in the chest. Everybody needs to burn. Look at all this fire. It's all for you guys. Alright, well, I got him down to about a third of his health, thanks to that. That'll work. Casting that on him. Almost got him. I'd like to finish this so I can go refill my water before the ad's done. Ah! Let's die. Thank you. Woo! Legendaries. Speak to the devil. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm gonna run to the restroom, refill my water, and we'll be right back. He didn't even reach the monologue. He was just wondering what he was doing there. Yep. And Laura still was just like, nope, not dealing with this. There we go. More gamer subs.
What happened? It feels like fire crawling over my skin. Ugh.
You were tattooed. A ritual.
I hear something. A voice in my head.
Andariel. A connection was made between you and her. Who are you?
Thaisa. Who are you?
We're contacting you about your extended power ward. Oh, no. I knew those call centers were set up in hell.
So is Elias.
If he told you that, he was lying. I came to kill him. Thought I had, but the moment I looked away, he vanished.
If he survived, he will have fled to his refuge.
Refuge?
He has a palace, somewhere in the deserts of eastern Kyrgyzstan. But that is all I know.
Sounds like we know where to go next.
Well, there's one bit of good news. With him gone, perhaps the cannibals in Gulran will fall into disarray. We should get to Tasarak. The people there know the deserts of Kyrgyzstan well. Maybe someone has heard of this palace.
Let me join you. I don't know how much help I will be in this condition, but I owe you my life.
You don't owe us anything. But you are welcome to come. You deserve vengeance too.
Bada bing. That gets us to the beginning of Act 4, I believe. Correct? 2, 3, 4. Yes. What is the fastest way down there? Go from the hidden overlook south through the outpost and down to the oasis. Alrighty. Gonna have to take a bit of a travel, but hey, we got Act 3 done. Act 4, if I remember, is a bit longer, but overall not that bad.
To find the ring, but how to get there?
I'll just grab these while I'm here.
I was devastated to hear my uncle perished in Gulran.
Act 3 is kind of underwhelming, much like the Dry Steps, Tenwin, as I said.
I would inherit his ring. I'm afraid I'm little used to my family.
I'll meet you there.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Most of these side quests, as I said, don't even have any dialogue changes, so I'm not even really made out of Gulran. I went back for his remains. The cannibals didn't leave much.
I have the courage to carry this bloody sack. Please.
Don't worry.
Alright, there we go. Speak with Ogun, don't need to do that. Seek out Ordrin and Konda in Jarandai, and okay, on our way to the quest. Or on our way to the next outpost so that we can grab the fast travel point. Notice an interesting trade that paladins seem to be associated with more desert cultures of Sanctuary. Not really, actually, because if you go back to the old lore, the city of Travancore, which is the neighboring city to Cuirass before it was destroyed, is the heart of the Zakarum religion, and it was here that the paladins got their start because they were originally the Knights of Zakarum. It's just that, if I recall correctly, as Travancore began to be corrupted by the power of Mephisto, the center of the Zakarum faith moved north to Kyrgyzstan. First to Chaldeum, and then eventually it crossed the ocean to Westmarch and Tristram. Fortunately, we still have many cannibals to kill. Oh, those fucking bugs. They're bugs that fire more bugs at you because we want you to deal with bugs with your bugs while you deal with your bugs. Yeah, I'm not sure where you would have gotten the desert thing from, Lord Brownbear, because I don't remember anything specifically in Diablo 2 that references the paladins in the desert. axes aren't. Swinging axes is just one of the more annoying. Like, it doesn't even do that much damage. They're just annoying. More bugs. Ah, stop it. Oh, wait. The Paladin in Diablo 2 start with darker skin. The Paladin defaults in Diablo 4 is dark skin. Well, the default in 4 doesn't really matter because I've seen that change when you click on it. As for Diablo 2, again, the people of Curast are also fairly dark skinned, and most of Travancore and Curast is jungle. Admittedly, plate armor doesn't make much sense for jungle or desert if you know anything about how armor manufacturing works and how wearing it goes with I don't want to deal with all these side quests. I can do those off stream in between when I get the time. Probably not in time for Wednesday's stream, but definitely in time for Fridays. One little maggot decided to follow me, and now he's dead. Goodbye. mean you won't stream on this Friday? Oh, no, you're right. You're right. MechWarrior on Friday. Okay, Sunday, whatever it is. Like, because this will be Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. So I'll still have time off stream on Thursday to do some grinding if I need to. And I will have time on Saturday as well. The naming conventions like Akarum and Zakarat. Well, Akarum and Zakarat, again, Curast. In fact, we will meet Akarat later. I will just leave you with that one, Lord Brown Bear. Akarat's kind of a major plot point for Diablo 4. We will get to that eventually. Don't worry, we'll get to that eventually. How much further? There we go. We're almost there. At least we can get a decent way into Act 4 today, because we still got like 2 hours, so plenty of time, plenty of time. We can make a solid chunk of Act 4 done. Probably not all. I haven't internalized the geography or the nomenclature. To be fair, Blizzard didn't either at first, Lord Brown Bear, so do be careful not to try and find connections that don't exist. Because it's Blizzard, and they didn't plan this shit out years in advance, I guarantee. Oh, no, I don't want to go around the outpost. I want to go in the outpost. Why does OBS say connecting to chat? Okay. Hopefully that means nothing broke. Yes, hello everyone. Active waypoint. Also, oh right, I didn't even think about casting a skill heals you for 2% of your maximum life. Double this bonus while injured. Willpower's higher. Life regeneration is better, but we lose the maximum life. Cooldown reduction is good though. And I'm not using Metamorphosis, so the Hand of Apotheosis special ability doesn't really matter. So yes, we'll go ahead and equip that. More willpower, more maximum life, resource cost reduction. Sure, sounds good. No, I think that one's still fine. That's better. Two-handed sword. No. More damage. Yes, please. And nope. All right, we can get rid of the rest of it. Just looking at Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 manuals, I can tell a lot of educated imagination went into the writing. It's pretty intriguing. As I said, Blizzard manuals were top tier. They were some of the best.
At it again. An ancient entity. Bogai seeks its secrets. And there's no limit to that.
Yep. And then Boon.
Of course he did. He never trusted us to
It's just daunting when you realize the writing has continued for 2 decades since then. Yeah, but not all of it is to the same quality. Let's be very honest.
Our goods to a camp north of here if you must check on him. Oh, and if he's in the middle of a sale, don't interrupt him.
Break all this down.
Good salvage.
And let me see here. Don't need that right now. And we'll grab the side quests on our way out of town. But yeah, no, as I said, there's still a lot of good tidbits in the old manuals. Just, again, try not to make too many connections where they don't exist.
Yes, gun. that thieving sty squatter ran off with my precious Pooji. That goat was like a son to me. He had a smile to melt
Act 4 is strange because the zone is massive, but half of it isn't used because half of it is massive desert.
Beyond my reach. Oh.
I mean, to be fair, Act 3 isn't much better. You go from Ked Bardu into the canyons and the Orbidai Monastery over here, but you don't touch any of the rest of this area. You don't touch any of this area. You don't touch the entire coastline of Ked Bardu. You don't touch this entire area. You don't touch this entire area, although that is PvP related. And you don't touch any of the area around the southern portion of the Dry Steppes. You literally just pass through here to get to the next act. Or the Accursed Way. Like, Act 3 and Act 4 do not use much of any of their map. Like, any. At least using a lot of side quests. I don't think any of the side content in Act 4 really interacts with the desert. The main one being here and here. You're right, because this one doesn't even have a fast travel point, so you can't really do much out here. And then this one is all the main story quest, which is going to be this unmarked area of the map over here. Yeah, no. It really did feel like Act 3 and Act 4, they had ideas, and then they didn't implement a lot of those ideas. The only thing that I remember with Act 4 that is good is I think when you get over here, which is the Iron Wolf camp, they give you a lot of side quests for this side of them. And also it's just nice to see the Iron Wolves still alive because it's just kind of fun that they're like the only group that's managed to hold their shit together throughout all of this. I appreciate that they're still kicking around and still being badasses. Nobody minds spiders. Boink. From Diablo 2 to Diablo 3 to Diablo 4, the Iron Wolves remain. Yep. And I do like that their attitude in Diablo 4 is just like, yeah, everything sucks. But do you know what? I got to kill a demon yesterday, and that was pretty fucking badass. Their attitude is very much a, I like how much this sucks kind of attitude. Very, very military. Very like, if we're gonna be stuck in the suck, at least I'm stuck here with people I like, and we get to kill demons, because that's awesome. They're not crazy. They're not bloodthirsty. They're not like morally compromised. They're just like, yeah, we're mercenaries. We fight for money. We enjoy it. And most people want us to fight demons right now. That's pretty awesome. They did it in Diablo 2. They did it in Diablo 3. And they're doing it again in Diablo 4. How good could humans even handle demons at this point? I'm not sure how many demons could trained soldiers handle if we assume like the Fallen being the main problem. Well, as we will see, I mean, oh, that is Tamron asking that. So, I mean, we do know that there are ways for normal humans to handle it. It also depends on how much magic you have. Do remember that the Iron Wolves specifically do seem to have some backing from the Vigerai mage clans because all of their members are trained in both martial abilities and basic magic. That was something that is shown in Diablo 2 most specifically because Azera is basically a spell sword, as is most of the mercenaries that you actually can hire from her in Diablo 2. Do demons do that thing where they reform in hell after you kill them? The implication is that the powerful ones absolutely do. The weaker ones, it's a little inferred that their essence reforms as a new demon, but they may not remember what they were before. So if you kill a fallen, that fallen is dead. But the energy that made up that fallen will reform in hell as a new fallen, but it will be a new fallen, not a reincarnation of the old one. The more powerful the demon, the more they retain of their previous existence, up to the point of the primes and lessers being just, they just need time to reform. That's all they need. The angels have a very similar process. The Crystal Arch spawns new angels at a set time, and whenever an angel dies, their energy is reformed by the Arch. But the angels explicitly don't come back with their memories outside of very specific circumstances. It's even said that like if Imperius were to die, a new Archangel of Wrath would be formed by the Arch, but it wouldn't be Imperius. Tyrael did. Yes, there have been a few exceptions, but they are very rare.
Please, help an injured man. Bandits mugged me. The one named Asifa Khan.
Yep. Okay. You want me to go talk to them? Oh, we need to go activate the actual fast travel point, or I will cry. I'm not for forgetting that. Yep. It also depends on the manner in which they die, if I recall, Tenwin. Like, if they die to, like, mundane means, then the angel tends to reform with most of their memories. But if they die, like, fighting in hell, the chances of them returning with their memories are much lower because of the demonic energy that they were fighting amongst. At least that's the implication that I got from what I was reading.
Just rumors, mostly. The people here speak of a sorcerer who lives in a grand palace beyond the endless sandstorm.
One of these nomads
Just trying to figure out the
could
limit
help
of what
us
humans are
reach it.
fucked, because most places do not
They
seem to
know the
depict humans
land
even having a
better
bit of a
than-
chance. Yeah, well, I'm gonna blame Blizzard for that one, because they go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about how you're basically the last hope of humanity. But then it doesn't make
I
any
hear
sense
her.
that any of these towns have survived at all.
I need a place to focus. Keep her voice at bay.
So I personally take the opinion that regular humans, as long as they're trained decently, do have a decent shot against demons. It's just that because demons, first of all, demons have been fighting the eternal conflict, much like the angels, since the creation of the universe. In a war of attrition, humanity loses. Period. End of story.
You'll find none fool enough to accept that request here. Give up and stay alive a day longer.
I was hunting him, much like you. Infiltrated the cult to get close.
Just reading the class
Somehow
descriptions for
he's
Diablo 1 and
ready
2
for
seems
me.
like the main characters are heavily trained and
He
proficient
is
just to be
more
what they are at
powerful
level 1.
than he
Yes, they are.
seems.
And they get stronger from there. But it's also shown throughout the aftermath of Diablo 1, Diablo 2, and even Diablo 3. It's not the physical attacks of demons that wear down heroes in the end. It's the constant exposure to demonic corruption. Because that is, for example, that is explicitly what doomed the original 3-player characters from Diablo 1. Aiden lost his mind upon the revelation that Diablo had possessed his younger brother and then turned him into a monster. Bloodraven eventually was worn down watching the few other rogues that she brought with her be killed, and she eventually lost her mind and gave in to Andariel's corruption. And the sorcerer went mad, realizing just how vast the armies of hell were, and turned towards trying to use demonic magic to control demons, and eventually lost his mind as well.
Are you mad?
And the Diablo
There's a sorcerer
2
living in
protagonists
that
are heavily
storm who will
implied to
rip
have not
your flesh from
suffered
your
much
bones.
better. With the only one seemingly emerging okay out of it being the Necromancer and the Barbarian. With all the others having some flavor of permanent mental trauma for the rest of their lives.
Ha! No chance. Not for all the gold in Chaldeum.
What happened to the Druid? As far as I'm aware, he went in with the rest of the Barbarians and helped reform, but I don't know exactly. The only reason I say I think the Barbarian did better than the Druid, Tenwin, is because of the heavy implication, and my personal headcanon based on what Blizzard has said, that the Diablo 3 Barbarian is the Diablo 2 Barbarian. At least the male Diablo 3 Barbarian is the Diablo 2 Barbarian. I know they hinted at that, and then they backtracked on it, but personally, for me, I still consider that the right. I still think that that should have been the proper path.
Found a quiet spot where she can focus on controlling Andariel's presence.
The Mage's Dungeon is the Arcane Sanctum in Act 2. Yes, the summoner that you meet in Act 2 is not the original creator of the Sanctum. It is the sorcerer player character from Diablo 1 having taken the title of the summoner and tried to use that place to fuel his magics. And then, of course, Bloodraven is the rogue from Diablo 1. You kill her in Act 1. And, of course, Aiden is the Dark Wanderer.
Meant no offense. I worked the...
Yes. You have a side quest. Thank you. Goodbye. And as near as we can tell with the Diablo 2 protagonist, the assassin had some serious issues that caused her to start questioning her training, but also led to the sorceress from Diablo 2 training the wizard from Diablo 3, which resulted in some problems there that led to the assassin killing the sorceress. The Amazon went back to the Scovos Isles, and I'm really hoping we get some implications about what happened there in the expansion, because we go to the Scovos Isles. Please do not tell me yes or no, Tenwin. I'll find out on my own. Let me see here. The Paladin had his own problems. We will see what happened to him in Act 5 of this game. And then, what else am I missing here? Who else? The Barbarian, who, as I said, I think is the barbarian in Diablo 3. And then I feel like I'm missing someone, but I can't remember. The druid we talked about. I think that's everybody. All the skills have lore. Told you, Lord Brown Bear. Gold standard. If you ever get the chance, I also suggest the Homeworld 1 and Homeworld 2 manuals as well. Relic Entertainment also used to do a very good job about writing their manuals. Do you like how the Diablo 2 paladins apply to be sick of the shit they don't have? Yes. So the actual implication, and you do see it in Diablo 2 because you meet what happens to the paladins that stayed in Travancore. It doesn't go well for them. The paladin in Diablo 2, if I remember correctly, is explicitly said to come from the order that settled in Westmarch. Whereas the original paladin order is from Curast and Travancore. And then the Crusader from Diablo 3 is a split off from both of them that left the original paladin order because they believed that their duty was to seek out the resting place of Akarat. So you have multiple knightly organizations that all split off from the same original founding in Travancore. But the paladins in particular, the paladins of Westmarch, I should say, in particular, were sick and tired of the corruption of the Travancore church.
This time. No chance. You'd better turn around and walk out of here, friends.
I love how this guy thinks he can. Right.
Well, can't say I didn't warn you.
I mean, if you're this stupid, buddy, I'm just gonna kill you. You and all your friends. Goodbye. I hate that fucking ability. Anybody else? Goodbye. It's also refreshing to see scantily clad women in video game art. I just wish they were thinking. Yeah, no, you're not gonna get that. If you've ever seen the original Rogue artwork, trust me, that was, shall we say, that was a bit eye-opening the first time I saw that when I was a very young bug. Game? Oh, there we go.
What's that? I'm paid up, leave me be.
We're not here to collect. We need...
Huh? It can't be. Can it? Is that a symbol of the Hora,
Haradrim?
Yes. Horadrim.
I feel kind of bad for this, because this is a character from Diablo 2, and I feel really bad that this man managed to get all the way here, and he's just a slightly senile old man now.
Mischief.
It's a very unexpected callback. Yeah, it is.
Deckard is gone. My name is Lorath.
Oh, I saw it. It's cool, but I understand his rogue isn't going to be stacked. Dex built and all. Yep.
Sandstorm to the north.
Sandstorm, eh? The others must have turned you down. Told you some rubbish.
Meshief must be in his, like, 80s. Yeah, that's the implication, Tenwin, because he was already a full-grown man during the events of Diablo 2.
What can a sorcerer do to
and
me?
Well, actually, no, he'd be more than that. He had to have been at least in his 20s in Diablo 2. And there's a 20-year gap between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. Then there's a 50-year gap between Diablo 3 and Diablo 4. He'd be in his 90s.
I'll fetch Thaisa and meet you there.
Ha! This is wonderful. Like old times, eh, Deckard?
I do love that he literally does not know that Lorath is Lorath. He just thinks it's Deckard Cain. Another skill point. Let's go ahead and keep pushing Dark Prison so we can get that duration up as high as possible. All right, where are we going? Back up this way. All right, let's just teleport back. Now I feel bad. Yeah, like I thought it was a hilarious comeback or a hilarious callback, but yeah, knowing where it goes, I feel sad because it's like this man. No wonder we found him in a drug den. Like he's probably just trying to finish the last of his days in relative peace. But then he sees the symbol of the Haradrim and he thinks, oh, Deckard needs me one last time. I'm willing to go. And it's like, well, fuck, man. Not only is Deckard dead, he's long fucking dead. Oh, I didn't even know you could kill the camels. I know you can kill most of the wildlife, but I assume since they were so big, they wouldn't let you kill them because then they wouldn't have to animate the ragdoll. To be fair, Deckard Cain would approve of this, I think. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, to be fair, Deckard would probably be a little disappointed that Lorath kind of... Well, actually, Deckard would understand, because for most of his life, Deckard also kind of gave up on the ideas of the Horadrim. It wasn't until the events of Diablo 1 that he really dived back into his father's research and notes and realized just how fucked they all were.
Ah, you're here. Deckard is inside with your friend.
The moment we stepped inside, Andariel grew desperate. But her screams are only a whisper now.
This is holy ground.
Stay a while and listen, weary traveler. Yep.
Her influence
I would
will
love to
weaken.
hear Lorath use that line just once. I think that would be pretty cool. Just once.
Up to Taisha, whether she'll join us, though.
Every part of me wants to walk through that storm and draw Elias's blood. But perhaps he is counting on my vengeance to lead me back to him, so he can finish what he started.
How refreshing is it to have a character who's actually like, you know what? That's a bad idea. You guys should go handle that.
It's the wise choice.
Know many myths and legends that may contain answers to questions that may arise in your journeys into the labyrinth. Come across challenges and questions to which you seek knowledge. Seek me out, I will tell you what I can. Right, that's Deckard's original intro, if I remember correctly, from Diablo 1.
No, I've been a burden for you already. One day, I will find a way to help you. Terrible things. Mad things. She knows of Lilith's return and what Elias is planning. But Andariel does not care who wins, only that someone loses, and that their suffering is extreme.
How old is Deckard in 1 and 2, 60s, 70s? That was my assumption, like mid to late 60s, early 70s. Because that means that by the events of Diablo 3, he's in like his 90s.
Hasn't told you much about himself, eh? I remember when you couldn't stop him from talking. We met several lifetimes ago. In Aranak, I believe. Or maybe Lutgalain. That's right. I was a sailor back then. And a handsome one, too. Deckard was always such an intense fellow. But kind and dependable. Took it upon himself to right any wrong he found.
Pretty sure, yeah, that's one of the descriptions from the Amazon skill, Lord Brembo. And most of the stuff in the manuals is written from either Kane's perspective or notes taken by other Horadrim that Kane is taking notes from. Which is another really cool way to do it in universe.
Are you? I hope you've lined your pockets with healing drops. If not, help yourself to the ones I keep on old Isabella here. Storm's going to get worse, too. I can smell it. When it starts to kick up, we'll have to find something to shelter us, or there'll be nothing left of us but bones and stories.
Partial reference to the healing potion. Yeah, how everybody used to have to fill half their fucking inventory with healing potions. Blizzard had no one to blame for themselves but that, though. No one to blame for that but themselves, though. Kind of the same thing with Scrolls of Town Portal and Scrolls of Identify for about half of Act 1. Admittedly, you kind of did. Wait, where's Mashif? What? Oh, right, he disappears and reappears at the entrance to the quest. Doi. I got confused there for a moment. Gibbs. Inventory management in Diablo 2 was such a pain. It really was. Hello, Mashif.
Just savoring the moment. This is going to be a trek to remember, eh, Deckard? I can't wait.
All right, let's get started. Come on, Mashif. I like the presentation of this area, but on repeated going throughs of the story, it is a little slow. Yep. Especially with inventory slots combined with large items taking up to 8. Yep. And especially because this was before the days of specialized loot tables, so you could get items that were completely useless for your class. Just utterly useless in every way, shape, and
The winds are turning angry. Follow me.
I don't even know where his camel is. Okay, yep, the game's just taking its sweet time. Kaboom. That. You found 2 to 3 large items, you can't fit them. Suck it up. Yep. Or just go back to town for the umpteenth time that run. Yep. Take cover. There's usually some dialogue here, if I recall correctly, and then we move.
Could it be? Ah, it is! The gods favor our journey, friend. Share a drink with me, Deckard. A toast to another life or death adventure.
No,
And to be fair,
I've had quite enough.
if I recall correctly, Deckard did travel a lot between the events of Diablo 2 and Diablo 3, so it wouldn't surprise me if he crossed the ocean a couple times and always took Mashif's boat. Which might be why, even in his ancient age, Mashif remembers only Deckard.
Dying down. Onward!
Go. Yep, we gotta make our way through all of this. I think we have to rest at like 3 more waypoints before we get to the end of this place. Like, again, presentation-wise, I get what they were going for here, and I feel it really hits, but this is one of those quests and one of those areas, especially, as I said, the latter half of Act 3 and most of Act 4, that I get why some people just never replay the story. Like, they don't. They don't want to bother with the time. They'll just level up, they'll just fast-track their character and play the end game as fast as possible. I'm just not one of those people.
Storm's kicking up again. This way, quickly.
I also love how every game ever set in a desert seems to agree that giant scorpions is a great idea for an enemy. I'm not saying they're wrong. I just find it funny that everyone seems to have come to that conclusion.
Oh, no. No. Back. We need to go back.
What's wrong?
My pipe. I left my pipe back at the chapel. We must go
There
back
are
and
giant
get
spiders
it.
in the desert. Yeah, I know.
Oh man, if you turn your back now, I'll be the first to bury a blade in it.
Bah. Fine. But I won't forget this betrayal, Deckard. You know I won't.
I'm pretty sure you would forget it if we just didn't mention it for like 5 minutes.
Come on then.
I'm pretty damn sure. It's like how giant spiders are in every RPG. Fair enough, fair enough. I also feel like my character's probably doing better than the others simply because he's wearing a mask that actually covers his eyes. Don't ask me how my Warlock sees, but apparently it would certainly help with keeping the sand out of his face. Hey, Ashif, slow down. Dealing with stupid fly swarm bullshit. Get out of here. Give me that. Hold up, Mashif. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. I'm coming to you. Hold on. Hold on. There he is. There we go. Let's get down to business. Defeat Andariel. I mean, it doesn't really work with Andariel. Maybe the primes, like in reference to the prime evils, you could kind of see that working. Bye. I love you.
To move, eh?
Yes.
Follow me.
Yes, it is. Well, once I kill these things, give me a second. There we go. I don't like the fly swarms because they also slow you down when they hit you. It's aggravating. Some enemies just exist to be aggravating.
This way.
All right, where are you going? Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Now, I do appreciate that they did keep this area pretty consistent with its portrayal in Diablo 3. Right up until to the point where you can find some of the old fast travel points in the game that they're not being used anymore, but it is cool that they left them in.
Deckard. Do you remember the smell of the salt air on the ocean? No shade or devil could stand in our way. Been all across this world since.
You can find the old D3 camp. You can also find where you fought the leader of the Triune as well, Tenwin, in Alcarnus.
Wandering without a direction, it was just waiting.
Aye. It's important to have something to walk towards.
One foot in front of the other, eh, old friend? If we stop walking, we die.
Ready to go?
Sounds like the winds have calmed.
We should be getting close, because I think we just make a break for the final stretch.
Close.
But yeah, you can find the old camp, you can find old Carnus. The overall architecture and stuff keeps the same design. Like, it's a nice consistency. It's a nice consistency. I kind of wish we had been able to see Caldeum before what's going to actually happen here, which we will get to. Not today, most likely, but definitely later. Okay, that's a lot of bastards. Get out of here. Like, it would have been nice to get a proper, like, Caldeum map properly scaled. I suppose that is one thing I don't necessarily like about Diablo 4 is that, I don't know why, there's not as many, like, large-scale ruin map areas. Like, you get a little bit of it in Travancore, but Travancore's also covered in all the Mephisto gunk by then, so you don't really see the ruins, you just see all the flesh bits everywhere.
Look at this. To think such an intriguing place was hidden beyond the storm.
Like, compared to Travancore in Diablo 2, which is like a multi-zone ruin area, just huge by comparison.
He must have stole some treasure, eh?
And I know some people say, oh, but it gets repetitive because it's just building ruins. It's like, yeah, but at the same time, it actually helps sell the scale. Like, Travancore was Rome, basically, for Curast. It was huge. It was a massive city filled with hundreds of thousands of people, all of which eventually succumbed or were killed by those who succumbed to Mephisto's corruption. It just, like, it just helps sell the scale.
Them to join his anointed circle? Ha! That one in rags will never survive what is to come.
I love how even the cultists have classism. To be fair, Elias probably picked people that he knew he would be able to control, so dumbasses who are like that does not surprise me.
Sanctuary, and it will be his hand that binds a lesser evil to our will. Imagine when we hold that kind of power.
I found a mech warrior meme in the wild. They do appear every now and then. They do appear every now and then. They are rare, though.
You there?
Savor that moment. It doesn't happen often.
I haven't seen you before. We just made it through the storm. By the Mother's grace.
Ah, new disciples. You've come at an auspicious time. Lilith recently graced us with her presence.
She was here.
Oh, it was magnificent. But do not worry. Perhaps Master Elias will give you a glimpse of her through the sightless eye. If he deems you worthy, go inside and present yourself to him.
I feel like it almost would have made more thematic sense to only have Elias refer to her as Lilith and have everyone else refer to her as, like, the mother or whatever. I don't know why. I feel like that would just be slightly more fitting.
It's worse than I thought. Elias has the sightless eye. It's ancient magic. He can see anywhere with it. Across time, even.
Raise your heads high, champions of Lilith! Never again will we fear demons! They will serve us in the war to come.
You know, I never actually noticed that the succubi's wings come out of her head. Or that she has hands on them. Huh. I thought for a while she was missing her arms. No, yeah, they have arms. They just also have tentacle head wings. With the Warlock walking around, everyone here probably feels a little underdressed. Yeah. Elias balances us out, though. He looks like an actual homeless person. Elias has to balance, or not Elias, sorry, Lorith. Lorith has to balance out our drip
In the mountains,
by looking like a homeless man.
and I saw a village. The people, cold and hungry, prayed to a light that would give them no warmth. But in her presence, a new fire was stoked in their hearts. They would never go hungry or feel cold again.
Kind of telling that they're only able to summon succubus, though, here. Considering Lilith is the queen of the succubi, if I remember correctly.
Go forth and stand in judgment before Master Elias. But show no fear.
So do the demons have no way of knowing you're an enemy on sight? For some reason, I feel like they should think about being hostile on sight. Well, I believe in this particular case, it's because they're being summoned within these, within the ritual circles. So they, even if they recognized my character, because the summoner has not given them the order to attack, they can't do it.
Blessed Mother.
Also, they are demons, don't forget. So they might find it hilarious to know that I'm an enemy walking around and the mortal masters that they serve haven't figured it out yet. Sup, Elias? Also, could we just talk about Elias's drip? Because it is both, like, horrible with how it makes him look, but it also seems so fitting for somebody in the series. I will give him that.
I knew you would come, Laura.
Been spying on us with the sightless eye, have you?
You think I would waste such magic on you?
The demons always want to destroy you in some fashion. Don't believe their lies about otherwise. Well, of course. Didn't Lorith stab him? Yes, he did. Right through the chest.
I will put you out of your misery, old man.
You'll see. Don't worry, Lord Brember. All will be revealed. All right, we got to deal with him now, right now. Right now.
You should have stayed in that little cabin.
This is over. We should find the sightless eye while we still have time. We can't leave it with these fanatics.
Hold on. I see something. Blood petals.
Yep, that was quick. Don't worry, watch. We'll get more. Don't worry. Explanations are forthcoming. Act 4 at least does try to explain things. I'm really hoping the cutscenes don't break my model again. Please don't. Oh boy, one of the poor monks who survived Orbai.
Diablo. Fail.
Supernatural, the mother of all monsters, is Eve. Lilith is the leader of demons, but until Lucifer approached. Oh, interesting.
And yet you doubt.
Only zealots and fools are completely certain, Mother. If we are to be saved, it will be by your hand.
I have not come to save, but to empower.
He's still alive? Yeah. It's amazing what happens when something doesn't just kill you right away. I appreciate Elias's no fool. Oh yeah, he knows that this is like last resort, but he just feels he's out of options.
Fend for themselves.
Andariel lives. The Horadrim die.
Whatever the cost.
Whatever the cost.
Like, have you heard the horror stories about what happens when wild animals don't just kill a person, but just start eating them while they're still alive? Because I have, and it's fucking disturbing, Lord Brember.
Power to stand against them.
That's why she and Elias are gathering.
I think the most famous one I know of is that one Russian lady who was talking to her mother on the phone.
Yes,
Oh, speaking of which, hi, Elias.
The lords of hell threaten our existence, and we are doing something about it.
Elias, how are you still alive?
You will never understand what I have done for this world.
Is Lilith being so conversational for people unusual for demons? I mean, kind of. It depends on what you mean by
After all
conversational.
these years,
She's working
this
directly
is
with
the
Elias,
best you
so
can do.
of course she's gonna communicate.
Why won't the bastard die?
Hey, Mixa, welcome.
We can't keep bashing our heads against him like this. He'll wear us down. We need to escape, but not without the sightless eye. If we can take it, that'll rob him of some power at least.
Also, again, Lilith kind of feels, I wouldn't necessarily call it a motherly connection to humanity, but she at least feels something. Which means she tends to, even in her book representation, she was far more willing to actually talk to people. At least so long as she felt that talking to them would help her get her way. I don't even remember what these things are, because they're not like demons. They're like mutations or something, or like insectoid, like parasites. Can't remember what the lore is behind these skittering guys. Goodbye. That's what I mean. I imagine most demons prefer servility to collaboration. Oh, absolutely. But they will. If the demons in Diablo especially, or just in general, are very willing to use like conversation to corrupt people or to trick people. They're not above it at all. There's only a handful of demons that are so driven by specific natures of violence and destruction that they instinctually go for attacking first. A lot of them will be more than willing to talk you into doing something stupid on their behalf.
Blood of Lilith in you, wanderer.
He's back.
You received her blessed communion. Open your heart to her. Embrace your nature.
Never.
Round 3. Fight.
You will give up at some point, old man. It's what you always do.
Ugh, that stench. Unnatural. Some kind of necromancy. Where did he find this power?
She took me to an ancient battlefield where thousands of our kind died at the hands of angel and demon. Never again will we suffer so, she proclaimed. And in her eyes, I saw a new world. A paradise where we will live free from the tyranny of the heavens and hell. Ours, if we have the strength to make it so.
Imagine the Necromancer would be pissed about now with that dialogue. I don't know what the Necromancer's response is to this part because I've never leveled a Necromancer into this area before. And it would probably be a bit of a professional discourtesy simply because the Necromancers, as an order, as the Priests of Rathma, have a really good track record about not letting people fuck things over with their magic. It's a bit of a it's a bit of point of professional pride that the Priests of Rathma have probably produced the fewest number of people who get corrupted by demons, because the Necromancers actually do a pretty good job of vetting their apprentices.
Taking it will change nothing.
Round 4!
It is too late to stop what Lilith has begun. Oh, you can do better than this, can't you? Oh, stop holding back, Laura.
I mean, Lorith isn't holding back. Neither am I. Goodbye.
Here it is. The sightless eye. Mashif can help us get the
I do
artifact
wonder if
far
this
from
implies that he butchered a lot of the rogues to get this, because I'm assuming the Sightless Eye has something to do with the sisterhood of the Sightless Eye that is the rogues from Diablo 1 and 2. Or if he just found it, because they might never have recovered it after their cathedral got originally ransacked back at the beginning of Diablo 2, so who knows. The worst part is Elias doesn't even drop any loot.
Put pressure here. We need to stop.
And poor Mashif.
It seems I've lost a step in my old age, eh, Takata?
I mean, he still managed to kill 3 guys. That's pretty fucking impressive for a 90-year-old. Oh, not again.
Hey.
God damn it.
You made it.
Okay, hold on. We'll see if we can. I'm hoping
Did you kill
maybe.
that sorcerer fellow?
God damn it.
Don't talk.
Damn it.
The storm was
blizzard.
broken. We'll get you out of here.
Oh, it's a shame. I got mine. Just a hair too late. Sneaky devil poked me in the back.
A drunk 90-year-old man.
Skewered like a quill rat.
There aren't even any other corpses around. Mashif straight up reversed him. Yep, took out 3 guys while after getting stabbed in the back while drunk. Mashif is a hardened bastard.
So it goes.
Poor Mashif. At least he got one last adventure. One of the more emotional deaths. Yep.
They'll be coming.
Well, I think it's also because Mashif just kept calling Loreth Deckard, and it.
I'm taking the sightless eye.
For someone like Loreth, who grew up on the stories of the Haradrim, who joined because he heard about the sacrifice of Cain, it's almost like one last part of the Haradrim is also dying here. One of the few good things they did, a person whose life they touched and left it with a positive outcome, still ends up dying because of what the Haradrim have done. And I think that really hits Loreth right in the heart. Jumping someone in the Diablo wars, this is more dangerous than being jumped. Yep.
Did you kill him?
Repeatedly.
More than once, in fact. Trouble is, he won't stay dead.
He is more powerful than I thought. I underestimated him.
So did I. But we took something important from him, at least. The sightless eye. I think he was using it to commune with Lilith from afar.
A powerful piece of magic.
And dangerous. Perhaps we can use it to our advantage. Give me some time to study it. The prime evils were reforming.
And here's where Act 4 kind of just detours for a while.
But Elias was not the answer to anyone's prayers. If you want to take the measure of someone, you judge them by their deeds, not their words. Simple as that. Elias preached of saving the world while standing atop a mountain of corpses. Then there was the Wanderer. Everything Elias was not. Tainted by Lilith's blood, and yet able to resist
It really gets funnier that the fact that we're playing a warlock.
That was what I witnessed in the Wanderer's deeds. And that was when I started to think that perhaps together we could keep the evil.
I mean, that's it. He says judge people by their deeds, and my warlock's just like, hey, I'm nobody's bitch, especially not demons. That much is true.
Must have been gruesome in that cult of his.
No more gruesome than the rest of Sanctuary's underbelly.
It is an upgrade. Wrath generation, fortify. We lose Doom, but that's not too bad. Mashif's sword. Small charms and amulets hang from the hilt, the weapon of an adventurer who traveled to the far ends of the world. Fortunately, it is a downgrade. Womp womp.
I can shut out Andario's whispers most of the time, but not always.
Better a whisper than having
I summon ecological demons. No. I bind ecological demons, and then I throw hellfire. I don't actually summon them.
But how?
Why would I ruin the ecology with horrible summoning circles? I've never understood.
Lilith made a deal with Astaroth.
A demon who served her father. Interesting choice of ally.
And she has a key to hell.
A place where she's seen as a traitor. So why would she go? And is she already there? We need answers. Elias used the sightless eye to contact Lilith. Perhaps it can help us. Bring it here, would you? It's risky, but we haven't got a choice. When you're ready, picture Lilith in your mind and gaze into the eye.
Here we go. I think this one works fine, and then we use it again later in the game, and it goes very, very wrong. Cutscene time! Hello. Oh, look, he's still alive. Who would have guessed?
My father's essence is reforming.
How do you know?
I feel it. Like 1,000.
I mean, she was literally formed from his essence. I think she'd be well aware.
He's still weak. Vulnerable. I must strike before he can resist.
Make his power yours. The other lords will.
Hi. Sup? I love that they both look into the camera.
What happened?
Even Elias was like, "Ah, shit, they're using that damn sightless eye, aren't they?"
Saw me.
Hi, Mom.
She knows we're looking for her. Only a matter of time before she comes after us.
Not necessarily.
What do you mean?
Mephisto is reforming.
Not gonna lie, that was kind of intense. No, good cutscene. Like the art direction, the camera like the camera usage, and how they animate Lilith and how they have the voice actors voice her. Lilith does great in pretty much all the scenes she's in. Like straight up. Is she gonna get annoyed if the main character kept calling her mommy? Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, again, aspect of hatred. Of course she'd get annoyed with it after a while. In fact, she'd probably get annoyed with it very, very quickly. In fact, she'd probably also see it as a bit insulting considering the fact that her actual son is dead.
Like a prime evil herself. She'll be able to conquer hell and sanctuary alike. I have an idea how to stop her. But for it to work, we'll need the help of an old ally. Deliver this message to Demoman. He'll have gone to Kyovashad for guidance.
Lilith is intentionally not tracking you down and killing you for a reason. She's under the implication that the blood that we ingested will bring us to her side eventually. Which, the implication is yes, it will. We are, in lore, we are on a time limit before that blood finishes its corruption and our character starts serving Lilith whether they want to or not.
It would strike a blow against hell, that much is certain. But is it really for our benefit, as she claims? All her actions are driven
There's
by
the end. I need to
hatred.
run to the restroom real fast.
That
I'll
is
be
her nature,
right back.
And she can never change it.
All right. She has plans beyond protecting
I'm
humanity.
saying it's impossible to know. She can peer into hearts, tell us what we want to hear. You've seen it with Demoman.
Oh, I don't know why
Elias
I'm
and others.
yawning so much.
To
Ugh.
trust her would mean gambling with the fate of all humankind. Not a risk I'm willing to take.
Wasn't feeling very tired, but suddenly yawning out of nowhere.
The beginnings of a plan to thwart Lilith. One thing's for sure, we need a soul stone. And that means we need Demoman. He'll understand when you deliver the letter. It's a relic from when the world was young. For many years, an order of rogues called the Sisters of the Sightless Eye kept it safe. Not sure how they lost hold of it, but I've heard the Sisters are not as strong as they once were.
Which pretty much implies they
Knowledge
never
of their
fully
craft
recovered
has
from
spread
what
to
happened in
others.
Diablo 2.
But most rogues you see these days are not true members of the Order.
More than I care to now. Her pain is primal, wordless. Once, she was part of something more. She doesn't like me to think on it.
I did see some disturbing fan theories about people took that one line from Taesa describing Andariel and how she became the pure incarnation of anguish. I've seen a few fan speculation that given that she's the only female evil among the 7, that when she emerged from Tathamet alongside the rest of the evils, that they were shall we say, it was not a good time for Andariel. It was not a good time for Andariel by any stretch of the imagination. And where are we supposed to go for? Where the fuck are we supposed to go? Oh, right. He went to Kyovashad. Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, I don't want to contemplate that. On the other, could I totally see it given what we know? Pull the Stephen King's It. Yeah, that's the kindest way to put it. But at least in Stephen King's It was supposedly consensual. I highly doubt, given the nature of the prime evils and the lesser evils, that it was consensual. Let's just leave it at that, okay? Let's just leave it at that, shall we, Lord Brownbear? AOW4's 3rd anniversary. People think they're hitting at a sea expansion. We're nowhere near done yet. They're always reading your comments. Plenty of ideas. Underground, the abyss, or maybe even the sea. If we have, that would be interesting because Lord knows naval combat and like the ocean needs way more shit. Like it just needs to get improved upon. Hello, Donan. I have a letter for you.
For once, I hope.
Ha! No.
It's from Lorath.
Oh, wonderful. So, Lord, Lilith, entering hell. It's Soulstone. What? Is he serious?
What does it say?
He didn't tell you? No, of course not. That would require some basic degree of consideration.
And we all know Lorath doesn't
It's written in our code. He sent a plan. Though calling it that is generous. He wants to imprison Lilith with my Soulstone. The one that held Astaroth.
Can it work?
Certainly not. The stone needs to be attuned first. And he will need an expert for that.
Lorath thinks that
you?
expert is you.
Oh?
Then he is even more foolish than I thought. Go to the Horadric vault, will you? I'll dig up what he needs. You can deliver it. And maybe then he'll leave me alone.
Yep, did you come to see Anarius? Mm-hmm.
After Skost Glen, I hoped he could give me, I don't know, forgiveness, guidance, anything. He spoke of the prophecy. His campaign against Lilith. I offered my help. But all he said was, what use has a general for a broken soldier?
Is there anything in the letter that angered you, Donan?
It's not what was in it, but what wasn't. He didn't even have the decency to mention.
Yeah, the fact that your son is dead. Yes.
He's come down from the mountain, yes. But he's still the same man who went up.
Unfortunately, I don't even think Prophet's here. Oh. I didn't even realize he came here during this. Oh.
One that speaks of a glorious future.
Is it weird that in every other time I've played through this part of the game, I just left after talking to Donan and I never even realized Anarius was here?
Rain on a desert drool.
It's dead to me. 20 bucks for Pizza Hut.
And the way to hell was torn asunder. Then came a spear of light, piercing hatred's heart. And he who was bound in chains was set free.
Anarius just does sermons sometimes. I mean, that really does help sell your religion when your Christ figure just shows up, doesn't it?
The daughter of hatred. It is my spear that shall pierce her heart. The chains that hold us to this world shall be cast off. And on my wings, I shall lift us all to heaven.
Yeah, sure, Anarius. Sure. You're good now, buddy? Can I talk to other people? Yeah, I didn't even know that he was here, and he refuses to talk to us. You said Vigo would be in good hands. He is dead.
Then his penance is complete. I knew he had the courage. This is what he wanted. He is cleansed now, free from his sins.
Narius murdered Rathma, his own
Who
son.
are you to judge his divine will? Murder is a sin committed by mortals, not by he who created this world and breathed life into our kind.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, Prava.
He was but a messenger, destined to pass on the word. Only Inarius had the wisdom to interpret the prophecy's true meaning.
How convenient that allows him to kill his son, and nobody comments on it. Especially given the fact that Rathma was the last of the true Nephilim, and we just lost that, because y'all are dicks. Alright, let's go deal with the Haradric Vault, which means we get to go reunite with Nerel. Side comment, Rogue Trader added unique tyrants for Eldari swords. We can replace the strength bonus with agility for damage. Blade Dancer's a feat where you add agility on top of strength, so double agility damage. Rathma was a bit of a whiny bitch. I mean, not really whiny, just so much as... I don't know, because they... Just having Rathma around is already a bit of a problem because he is definitively Nephilim. Like, you can't pull any bullshit where it's like... You can't claim, like, oh, his power was limited like the rest of humanity. It's like, yes, but since he was a full-blooded Nephilim, the moment that the World Stone was destroyed, he should have gone right back to where he was before. Which means, what the fuck was he doing hanging out in nowhere, not even taking on apprentices from the rest of the priests, and doing nothing? Like, I don't know. That isn't, it's like you tried to wrap up the whole Nephilim thing and make it so that wasn't as big of an issue, and then you introduce a plot hole like that. Depressed. I mean, I'm sure that played a role in it, but to be fair, the necromancers all seem a little bit depressed. That's kind of the nature of their job. All the wolves explode. You seem like a depressed bitch. Again, well, part of the problem is we just don't get enough from him, and we also don't know how the whole Great Serpent of Tragol works, because that's where Rathma learned his magic from, and it's implied that the Great Serpent is not related to heaven or hell in the Diablo universe, which does make things a bit awkward.
Haven't even gone in yet. We have an intruder.
Yeah, Nerel.
It's not like that. She's a good kid.
You brought a child? Here?
I mean, I wouldn't.
Brought me, actually.
Wouldn't also, I mean, Nerel is young, but I wouldn't define her as a kid. Just a little young and a little stupid, like we all are at that age. Sup, Nerel?
Watch where you swing that staff. It's not a toy.
Anyone would look when he's a kid, especially to Donan, since it's very obvious Donan is also quite a bit older.
Vault, the one you're trespassing in. Explain yourself.
I'm a student, conducting research on the Haradrim. What's left of you all, anyway?
A student, huh? You have a teacher? Don't tell me Lorath has taken
why do I keep yawning? I slept well tonight, or I slept well last night, and I had caffeine this morning. What the hell's going on? Can you drop the gloss? Oh yeah, it is starting to cover up a little too much, isn't it?
I need to prepare for that.
I like having them out though, Kevin. And it's not often that they don't cover up everything.
You? Against Lilith? Well, I came to get my things. I pray they were free from your meddling.
I like how Nerel looks at us and we're just like, what? You're the one who wanted to hear about the Haradrim. Guess what? He's right there.
Had more dreams than I knew what to do with. Let me unseal this.
Oh, let me guess, Donan is going to treat her like a surrogate kid. A bit. To be fair, can you blame him? Dude is currently going through a crisis of faith and dealing with the loss of his son.
It won't hold her well otherwise.
Oh yes, we will get to Nerel's foolish choices. Don't worry. We'll get to Nerel's foolish choices. Don't even get me. We will have the entirety of the first expansion pack story to talk about Neyrelle and her choices. For right now, she has not done anything to be blamed for you. Donan? There you are. Like, I love how you can tell this place used to house, at the very least, a couple dozen Harad, not just the 3 of the ones that we know left.
Soulstone magic is treacherous, even in the most skilled hands.
I will admit, I did actually look up this because there's a lot of implications that the Soulstones were one of a kind. They did clarify at some point, I don't know if it was in a short story or if it was anything like that, but Donan actually went and researched Zoltan Kulle from Diablo IV, the immortal Haradrim, and worked out how to build artificial Soulstones himself.
Carefully. We summoned the spirit in
That does beg the question, though, what happened to the soul of Zoltan Kulle? Because he was fully alive at the end of Diablo III.
I've always had my doubts.
That. And quite frankly, Zoltan Kulle showing up would be actually kind of hilarious.
These things are priceless.
Oh, sorry. I like blowing things up.
Always find a way in.
Sorry, Donan. I just like watching things explode. There we go. There we go. Alright, here's your desk, Donan. Come on.
Lilith
I think he's still around. One of the seasonal quest lines back in the day was about him, even if he didn't show up in person. Yeah, he's probably still kicking around and trying to find a way to get his body back or whatever. As well as find a way to stop heaven and hell from constantly fucking over humanity. The funny thing is, I think he would be very similar to our Warlock character here, which is Elias's plan to use hell's power to save humanity by uplifting some humans to extreme power. Not the worst idea. Getting that idea from Lilith and using her power to help make it happen? Oh, fuck no. That's just putting us on another problem. Zoltan Kulle, quite the literal lich. Yes, yes. I have a feeling Zoltan Kulle would very much take the Warlock's tradition of, like, using a demon as a battery, perfectly fine. Using another demon to use a demon as a battery and then having to give that first demon something in return? Oh, fuck that. That's just slavery with extra steps, dumbass. The demon's gonna find a way to break your shit one day, and you're gonna regret it.
Yes. I bet Lorath still wears his. The Order's mission was his lifeblood. I couldn't give up my life for it. Not like him. I wanted to be a man. I left to chase family, fellowship, glory. And for what? You saw how that ended. My son. I can't do it. It wouldn't work anyway.
Gotta give props to Donan's voice actor. He does a really good job.
You don't understand. The stuff soulstones are made of, they're old as the eternal conflict itself. With magic so primordial, you need faith. You need spirit. I have none.
I don't know about faith, but...
Asking the wrong person and the wrong questions to that person.
Who? You?
That's why I'm here. You're the only one who can help us.
Unfortunately, you may be right. I can't make any promises. Really. But I can try. For you two, I'll try. Let's hear what the old man has to say.
Yeah. I do like Act 4 kind of... You spend a good chunk of Act 4 kind of getting the band together, shall we say. All the allies you've made along the way and stuff. It's very fitting for how Act 4 goes. Back out. All right. It just means you also have to do a lot of backtracking, which is a little annoying considering, like, teleporters help and all, but
the
it's still
prime evils may be subdued, but they can never be ended. Even from their home in the Hells, they can still influence our world, walk it unseen. When weakened, they've been known to take the form of strange animals. A one-eyed owl, a wingless bat, or a wounded wolf.
That just clarifies that, in case you haven't picked up, yes, Mephisto is using the form of a wolf. That is what he is doing.
This place is a treasure trove. Look at this masterpiece. Kalha's beyond the veil of the southern jungles.
You're familiar with Kalha's work?
She's brilliant. One of my favorites.
Mine as well.
Have you read her treatises? Never mind. You can tell me on the road.
On the road?
Dota's like, wait, what?
I'm going to help you. I know the Horadrim's ways. Your magic. Even that coded writing system you use. And don't tell me it's too dangerous.
Through the power of friendship, we can win. Gets killed in the next cutscene. Luckily, it's not that fast, but yeah. We're going to win with the power of friendship and this hellfire that my Warlock can summon.
Not even
Kaboom.
convinced a man you should be telling it to. Come on. I'm headed to him.
But your Horadrim, isn't this your vault?
It was once. Now...
Why do I keep yawning?
I suppose
What
time
the hell?
will tell.
Oh, I do not know why. I'm not tired. Like, it's not like a tired yawn. Oh, you're gonna reseal the vault?
I don't think I will. If we fail, what would it matter whether all these secrets stay buried?
How many people lived here in its heyday?
Us three Horadrim, Elias, Lorath, myself, and an angel. Tyrael.
An angel? Like Inarius?
Very different from him, fortunately. Tyrael set off before Elias did. I don't know what drew him away, but I could tell he was afraid. We fell apart after he left.
Yep. I still believe that there would have been at least some other Horadrim that would have been recruited, but I can believe that the Order never really recovered after Malthael butchered 90% of them. Well, killed most of them, then butchered 90% of humanity on top of that. Did you drink the gamer substance with melatonin in it? Nope. I drink the... I had my usual energy one, and I'm currently drinking my non-caffeinated one right now, so I don't know what's going on. Trust me, you also know the difference because the melatonin one has a very... it tends to have a bit of a chalky aftertaste to it compared to the regular ones. So you would know if you accidentally drank the wrong one by some happenstance.
It is a curse. The bane of the Horadrim, but also our greatest weapon. There's nothing like it in existence. The first Horadrim used a set of soul stones to contain Diablo, Mephisto, and Baal. But such power comes at a cost.
And it turned out to all have been all according to plan, as far as Diablo was concerned.
A soul stone must always be guarded. It consumes your days, your dreams.
Contain is a strong word. I mean, again, it did work for like 1,000 years, which is pretty solid as far as mortal lives go.
The evil eventually finds a way to break free. Even so, I know of no better way to contain a demon. I wish I did, though.
It's like, how would you put it? It's like, the soul stones are a shitty answer, but at least they're an answer. Unlike everything else, which just doesn't work. It's like, yeah, it's like, is it a great solution? No. Is it a good solution? Maybe. Possibly. Is it the only one that works? Yeah, pretty much.
I've only scratched the surface, but that will have to be enough. Lilith won't be stopped by studying alone.
All right, time to head back to where the rest of the gang is. Oh, right. They don't actually put a fast travel point near where Lorith is. Forgot about that. Back to toss it out. Poof. There we go. Did any of these? No. Right. No. No. Okay. Let's just get rid of these in my inventory then while we're here. Hello, blacksmith.
How can I help?
Break these down for me. Thank you. Goodbye. Contain is a strong word. Again, it just... 1,000 years is still 1,000 years, Tenwin. Like, the Haradrim honestly thought they were at least doing something. And again, it was... The alternative was allowing Diablo and the other two to wander around Sanctuary, completely fucking things up with no way to stop them. And also, again, Diablo and Bale's containments went off pretty much without a hitch. It was Mephisto's that was the problem. A very, very unfortunate problem for everyone involved, especially the entire Church of the Zakaru. It does make me wonder if perhaps there were even some infiltrators in the Order of the Haradrim even at the very beginning. They might have been the ones who suggested. Mephistos also was broken into pieces. No, that is Tal Rasha's. Tal Rasha's was partially broken, which is why it required Tal Rasha to have the stones embedded in his body in order to keep Baal fully contained. Mephistos was placed under Travancore because Travancore was the city of the Zakarum and thus the city of Akarat. Akarat is basically Jesus Christ. Akarat is basically the Christ figure of the Zakarum religion. He is a human prophet who uncovered the idea of the light and basically invented morality as we know it in Sanctuary. As such, Travancore was quite literally the holiest place in the world. And even then, to be fair, again, it took Mephisto like 900 years to inflict enough psychic damage on Travancore to begin manifesting his corruption physically. In Diablo 2, you broke a soulstone in half. What was that for again? I don't even remember, but I do know that was a quest 10 when it had a bunch of rewards, and I remember reading that it's like one of the best quests to do every time you go through the story, because it always guarantees that you get certain drops that are very, very good. But I cannot for the life of me remember why we did it.
You were right to call upon me, you know. Soulstones are no trifle.
There's the Donan I remember.
I need air.
What's going
I'm
on?
still muddy on the details of this
Seemed
plan.
very counterproductive. Yeah, I can't remember why we did it. I don't remember exactly, Ted, but it's been too long since I played Diablo 2's story.
Before she can
Way
reach
too
him,
long.
We use the soulstone on her.
Preparing the stone will take time we don't have. Why don't we fight her?
Who among us? You. Her corrupted blood still runs in your veins. No. Fighting her kind is always a last resort. Even if you could defeat her, she'd eventually come back. But a smarter weapon, the stone, would be up to the challenge.
Soulstones usually fail, given enough time. It might not work.
You can make it work. There's no one I trust more to do it.
The wind is picking up. I can't see her. Taisa!
I think that's also the other side of the thing with the Soulstone, is that it doesn't just imprison them, it prevents them from beginning the reformation process. So even if a demon like Diablo escapes the Soulstone, if they're banished back to hell, they have to start from square one as far as reforming themselves because they weren't allowed to reform any of their power while they were still trapped in the Soulstone. So again, it's mainly just buying time. Also, everything's going to hell out here. I love how she stepped outside for 2 seconds and Elias just popped in.
Let me write to your little cat.
You! If you hurt her...
Hurt her! I elevated her! The runes inked into her skin form a waypoint.
She's never respected. Yeah.
Across realms!
Get her out of here.
It matters not. Her part is done. Your part is done too. Savor your breath while it lasts.
I'll give Elias props for pulling off like the JoJo poses while he's talking. Very well done for him. And it also seems very fitting. All right, where is she? Yep, there she is. Hello, Andariel. I'm just gonna deal as much damage as I can to you before you get broken out of your chains. Don't mind me. Just gonna keep doing that. Okay, almost got her down by a third. Also, I do love her design here. Like, I love how they actually realized it in 3D as opposed to how she was in Diablo 2. It's very well done. All right. Ow. Fuck. But yeah, she's still the weakest of the evils. Especially given the fact that Lorith was like, oh my god, if they summon Andariel, we could lose the entire continent. It's like, well, no. Goodbye, ma'am. I'll see you again later, I'm sure. Honestly, I just think the maintenance of soulstones could be permanent, but it's the mortal men can't maintain it for that long without losing focus or squabbling. Yep. And the corruptive influence. Yep. I mean, that is exactly what happened with Mephisto's, because it wasn't just all of the sudden Mephisto had control. It was like 2 to 3 centuries in, he was able to get a tiny hold on one priest who made sure that the next guardian of the soul stone was just a tiny bit weaker. And then the next guardian of the stone was a tiny bit weaker than him. And the next guardian of the stone was a tiny bit weaker, all the way up to the Archbishop Lazarus, who was fully mind broken by Mephisto and was sent off to go find Diablo. And then by doing so, he was able to mind break other members of the Zakarum priesthood, and then he had them shove the soul stone into the head of the Khagan and take control of the entire church. Like, Mephisto did indeed have to play the long game. He was stuck doing nothing for most of that 1,000 years. Just slowly making things worse for the Zakarum the whole time. Because he couldn't just snap his fingers and have it be done.
Hell of a storm.
I mean, that's putting it mildly, guys. Killed Andariel, so, you know, I'm a badass. I thought we'd established this by now.
You finished the ritual from the volcano, then?
Elias. That's the
Just
man
boring. I would
Lilith.
assume so. It's
You're
just
saying he
literally
summoned a
stasis,
lesser
held
evil
in
too?
nothingness with probably no
Keep up,
feeling or
girl.
emotion or anything.
Is Andariel gone?
Yes.
Elias.
The Warlock's just like, yep.
He fled.
Before going to the steps, Elias came to Hawazar, took something that wasn't his. It's why I'm hunting him. I have a friend in Hawazar who has mastered the art of immortality. She might know his secret. Let me take you to her.
I thought we were after Lilith, not Elias.
Finding him may lead to her.
And also, he's kind of been
And
trying
while
to
we
stop
look
us
for
at every
him,
turn.
You'll have time to work on the stone. That's what you wanted, isn't it?
Ah, damn it, I'll bite. On one of those rare occasions you gave me good advice. You said the answers you need are often in the place you least want to look.
It was you who said that.
Ah, you're right. Let's get the horses ready.
I love how Lorith and Dodan, you can tell they have chemistry still, even despite not having, like, seen one another in, like, 20 years.
Not at first. But then he almost killed me. Marked my skin. Put a demon in my head. I will take pleasure from his death. The hunt will soon be over. You've angered him. He will come to you. And I will be there when that happens. If fate allows, let it be my hand that ends him.
Donan, did you know
I
Elias?
thought I did. He was Lorith's student in the Order. It used to be just the three of us. He was young then. I guess we all were. His thinking was always radical. But I never thought...
Also, timeline-wise, it does imply that Tyrael did stick around for a while after the events of Diablo III, at least 15 to 20 years, which means he would have seen the rise of the cathedral as Inarius would have escaped hell and begun rebuilding his power base. So I can't imagine Tyrael was very happy about that either. But that also means Tyrael should have been the one to tell Inarius that no, the prophecy is not going to get you back into heaven because there is no way back.
Listen, I didn't mention it.
Which begs the
earlier,
question
but,
why Tyrael didn't try to talk to
well.
him.
You stood against Andariel, a lesser evil, and lived. That's no ordinary feat. But don't let it go to your head. The arrogance and foolhardy never last long in Hawazar. I wonder what old Deckard Cain would have written in his chronicles if he had seen us. Two old friends reunited. New allies.
He'd probably be wondering why it took you so long. No offense, like, Deckard was a nice guy. He'd have written it nicely, but he would be wondering why it took you so long.
They were probably lost and bitter, just like us.
Think Inarius gave a shit about Tyrael? You think he would even know that that was Tyrael? No, he would know because other angels could still feel that Tyrael was an angel. Because even Malthael did when he was initially going to kill him. And then he realized that Tyrael was an angel and let him live. So it was still the essence, like Tyrael's body was still made of the essence of heaven. It was just a mortal body now of that essence. And now we get to the, in a way, Khagistan and Hawazar are basically both Act 4, but you kind of do a lot of stuff in Hawazar and then go back to Khagistan and then finish that up. It's a bit aggravating. It doesn't, it's technically 5 acts, but you do half of Act 4, then all of Act 5, then back to the other half of Act 4, which ends the game. It's weird. I'm not saying that Tyrael could have talked him out of it. I'm saying if anyone could have at the time, it probably would have been Tyrael. Fine. I lose the willpower bonus, but the additional movement speed is going to help, as will the life. At the very, because also don't forget that at the end of Diablo 3, Tyrael was declared a new aspect of wisdom. If there was anyone who could have possibly gotten through to Inarius, it would have been the guy who had just been declared the new aspect of wisdom. Again, no guarantee, but it doesn't help matters when Tyrael just dis-a-fucking-peers like he did in this timeline. Now, does it? All right, let's get to Hawazar, shall we? I do also love the fact that Sanctuary's wildlife alone is already dangerous as all hell. Like, most of the animals you run into are not demonically corrupted. They're just that fucking dangerous. The birds, the Lakuni, all the other creatures. The Khazra, at least, were made by mages. Like, that one's entirely humanity's fault that the Khazra exist. That's entirely on the Viserai mage clans. They fucked that one. Oh boy, more spiders. Because it's not a swamp without thousands of spiders. Stop poisoning me. Jackasses. There we go. Oh, stop following me. Oh, it's the stupid... I hate those things. Stop it. Stop firing the explosive... Oh, okay. Alright, fine. Everything dies. Come on, there's usually another one. There he is. Goodbye. Is the Goatman thing another retcon? Old Beastary mentions they're Mephistos. They serve Mephisto now because they are beings of hatred, but they were not created by Mephisto. That's the interesting thing. They serve him now because they have sold their race's souls as a whole to Mephisto because of their hatred for the Viserai mage clans, which initially created them. I'm officially not a fan of this game. Yeah, there's a lot of spiders, Totaka. You get to kill them all, though. Like, they all blow up. They all blow up in the end. But yes, Lord Brownbear, the Khazra were originally one of the native peoples of, I think it was Kurast and Nahantu. They were a specific tribe that had their own magical system or magical philosophy, and they refused to join the Viserai. The Viserai then tricked them, enslaved them, and began to mutate them on purpose to turn them into, well, more effective slaves. And slowly over time, the people became the Khazra. And eventually the only thing that remained of them was their hatred for the Viserai. until they eventually broke free of the Vigeri, sold their entire collective souls to hell for the chance to kill the Vigeri, and proceeded to spend the rest of creation making all of Sanctuary regret their existence, basically. That is the Cliff Notes version of the Khazra.
You were a student of Elias's, Thaisa?
I was hunting Elias. Pretending to study with him was useful to me. We must break his hold on immortality. He cannot continue to escape his judgment.
Yes. And without Elias, we may have more success against Lilith. Where do we start?
Seek out Timoe in the marshes. She traded with the power in the swamp and received long life. She may have the answer to killing Elias for good.
Neyrel and I will start looking for her.
What about Donan?
He has his hands full with the Soul Stone. A heavy burden to bear alone. Might be wise to offer him assistance.
What do you know about
It
Zarmanzet?
is a town at the edge of Hawazar, forever between Sanctuary's power and the swamps.
Hawazar is part of Sanctuary, though.
Ah, is it?
I actually kind of appreciate that they do not explain that. So, Blizzard sometimes forgets that you don't have to explain everything.
An old acquaintance who has lived in this place for countless years. She taught me much about
In the same way that
swamp and its
Tragol has
power.
never been explained, despite
was a long time
supposedly
ago.
being as old as Tathamet
She might
and
try to turn
whatever
you
the
away.
equivalent of the angel one was. I
Do
can't
not
remember.
let her.
Friends, did he tell you that? If he thinks so, you should ask him what happened. I don't care anymore.
I think you do care, deep down. Yeah.
I'm starting to think taking you on this journey was a mistake.
Get over it. You're stuck with me, bitch. Eh. We need to unlock it. And of course, if you are a fan of paladins, as I am, welcome to the last refuge of the entirety of the Paladin Order. They are not having a good time right now, by any stretch of the imagination. Firstly, their entire church was corrupted and nearly destroyed. Then they finally got the chance to get it back and start to rebuild things, only for Inarius to show up and pretty much shit-can their entire attempt at reforming the Zakharum faith. So all that's left of all the Crusaders and the Templar, of the Crusaders, the Templars, the Paladins, the various knightly orders, they're all gathered in Zarbinzet, desperately trying to hold on to what little they can and try to find the Tomb of Akarat. But again, unfortunately, they're in the wrong place because the Tomb of Akarat is a plot point in the next act, and we're not going to be getting to that today. Later. That will be done later. Poor Zakharum. Hello, Donan.
I think not. I have to take care of the Soul Stone. Lorith will be fine alone. Northeast of here.
Speedrun it. I cannot do that in 8 minutes. That's not
We know
happening.
hatred has a strong presence there. Perhaps we can use it to prepare the Soul Stone to trap Lilith. I could use your assistance, if you're able.
Alright, he wants us to meet him right, which is the waypoint over here. The Secrets of the Zakharum. Yes. Fortunately, I don't think we really have... Oh, I forgot. If you have eviscerated an enemy in the last 10 seconds, you gain increased fortify and refills your life 200% faster. That's nice, and it's still an upgrade over what I have, but I don't use evisceration as a mechanic right now on this character, so it's probably going to get replaced pretty soon. And that's it. Alright. I can grab the side quest later. We can at least try to keep this going. I mean, 16 minutes, close enough, close enough. Either way, it's not happening. For example, Hawazar has the stupid snake quest that goes on over here as part of the main story, and that fucking alone takes like 20 minutes because of the goddamn puzzle, basically, you have to go through as far as getting through that labyrinth of a zone. So let's go get this one unlocked from, let's go get this one unlocked. Let's start on Donan's side of the quest. Get that waypoint unlocked so we can get back and forth easier. Oh look, more bandits. No, you don't get to throw that shit at me. Stop it. gone. All of you be gone. You know, the sheer number of bandits, criminals, cultists, murderers, cannibals. Why do I have the distinct feeling that despite 90% of humanity dying in Malthael's extinction level event, that the survivors really got to baby making in the 50 years in between? Like, insanely amounts of baby making. Because that is the only explanation for the sheer quantity of fucking people that you still run into in some of these combat encounters. Is this actually? Yeah, it is still taking me to there. It's just further away than I thought it was. To be fair, Hawazar is one of the more spread out zones, and it also has a smaller number of waypoints in it too. It's very spread out. Blah. Blah. I do wish that they had kept like greater density of enemies in some of these zones. You walk through some of them and you don't, like, I guess that's why I don't like using the mount, because like enemy encounters are already spread out enough as it is, and it feels like you're just not enjoying the game world for the game world if you start using the mount to go everywhere and get there really fast. I mean, I get why people do it for the purposes of speedrunning and shit like that, but I just don't like it. And very damp. And another funny reference. Huh? Very damp. I do not know the reference to which you speak, or at least I'm not thinking of it right now. You can meet the scoundrel. Yeah. If we can get the time to get down there. I did like seeing him. It is a little sad though, because when you actually look at some of the supplementary stuff they wrote for what happens between Diablo 3 and Diablo 4, it does reveal that your companions from Diablo 3, after the Nephilim left, the three of them actually worked together as like a group of heroes, and they basically became folk heroes in and of themselves, which makes it a little sad that he's the only one you meet and you have no idea what happens to the other two. And given how he went back to his old ways, I don't think that bodes very well for what happened to the Templar and the Enchantress. I don't think that bodes well for what happened to them at all. Yeah, I forgot just how spread out this area is. Oh yes, the serpent cultists. Because it's not enough that we also that we have demon cultists and cannibal cultists. No. We also need people who worship snakes and let snakes infest themselves inside their intestines and tear them open from the inside. Because that's exactly what we needed in a universe like Diablo. More body horror. Nope, nothing. Yeah, I don't know if we will, because we got to do this quest, and then we'd have to walk all the way over to this town in order to... Really? Really? Okay, fine. I can't even check my map without being accosted. Oh, that's a rune. Gimme. I said gimme. Thank you. Nah, the scoundrel might have to wait till Wednesday, because we are coming up on the very end of the stream right now. We are almost there. Can't even cross the road without being accosted by demons. Yep. Hello, Donan.
Do you feel that? Mephisto's touch is heavy here. All that hatred. It's just what we need to attune the Soul Stone, to make it ready for Lilith. I'm too old to climb, but you can get in and open the portcullis. Did she? She could be right. Even the air feels laden with an otherworldly sort of magic.
Where are
the fitful resting place of a Zakarum leader pursued by Mephisto.
I mean, not a Zakarum leader, the Zakarum leader, at least one that's not Akarat.
Looks abandoned now, though.
Yeah, so no use beating around the bush. This is where the Diablo II Paladin died. on the one hand, I'm a little disappointed that that's how his story ends, but on the other hand, it is a little fitting that, yep, Paladin Lord Karthus, Slayer of Mephisto, Defender of the Tomb, you are the light in the darkness, brother, and we will live forever by your example. That is confirmed to be the canonical name and the canonical fate of the Paladin from Diablo II. Karthus, Sir Karthus of Westmarch, who would become the leader of the Paladin Order and also would end up dying. He would sacrifice himself to ensure that the remnants of Mephisto's Soulstone and the remnants of Mephisto's energy that remained within the Kahagan, or the Kahagan of Zakharum, would not be able to poison the rest of the church once more. He took it, along with a handful of his brothers and sisters, deep into the heart of Hawazar, and buried the body as deeply as they could, as far away from anyone else as they possibly could, to ensure that never again would basically the greatest mistake that the church ever made have to haunt them again. Like, on the one hand, is it a very Paladin thing to do and a very Paladin way to go out? Absolutely. Am I still a little miffed that that's how they chose to have him go out? Yeah, a little bit. I was a Paladin main in Diablo 2. I can admit to my bias. At the very least, given the isolation of the place, given where it's located, given, like, everything about it, I'd like to imagine that Karthus consulted with the other heroes from Diablo 2 on how best to get rid of the body and the power of Mephisto to try and help ensure that it would stay safe for as long as possible. I'd like to imagine, like, the Necromancer and, like, the Sorceress helped him to set this all up because they knew it was going to be, like, his final act. Still feels, like, really final and shit, though. I feel sad for it. Again, that's just me. No, go away. Thank you. Wait a second. Where am I supposed to? Yeah, it's up here. Yeah, it's this thing. I was very confused for a moment. I thought I was going the wrong way. Game could give me a waypoint. I still don't know where the fuck I'm going.
You're finally back. Hurry. Everything here makes my skin crawl.
Alright. I believe... Yep, they even show it here. A solemn oath is sworn. Those who love Sankakur the most bore his body to the edge of the world and swore to keep it safe from those who would seek that evil that still poured from it. So it was that Mephisto was struck down and Sankakur freed at last from hatred's grasp. None shone brighter in the light than the Kahagan Sankakur, but even this was not enough to protect him from Mephisto, so vile was his touch. Yep.
Do you hear that?
Because if I recall correctly, that Kahagan was actually pushing back Mephisto's corruption because he was a true believer of Zakharum. He was slowly undoing a lot of the damage Mephisto had done over the last millennia, slowly. So then Mephisto had the Soul Stone shoved into his chest and took control of his body. Because Mephisto's an asshole like that. They all are.
Worse here somehow. This must be the place.
Down and down into the deeps, who knows what we'll find beneath? Hatred, terror, destruction, and more, hidden in Sanctuary's core. Ancient paladins, protectors of the tomb. Yeah, because Karthus did not come down here by his lonesome. He brought most of what was left of the paladin order.
I haven't fought much since I was a young man. I've lost the
Tomb of Sankakur. Alright, Donan. I want to at least get this portion of your quest done, so let's get a move on. What do you mean break down the warded door? I did break down the warded door. Game! Did I do it too fast? Or am I supposed to... No, I think I broke it. I think I broke the quest. Because I broke the door before it technically updated the objective, and now, okay, we're gonna have to leave the room and hope that it resets when I walk back out. Great! Thanks, Blizzard. Thanks, Blizzard. I love it when you do this to me. And if that doesn't work, it would probably require that I log out and log back in, at which point I'm probably just going to end stream because there's no point at that. Because we've only got like 5 minutes left anyways. Are you gonna work for me, game, or are we gonna have a problem? We're gonna have a problem. Okay. Well, I think that's gonna be it for us today. Hopefully this will reset once I leave game and reset with that. But thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining me. Let's go find somebody to raid real fast, and we will call it for today. Making good progress. We're already deep into Act 4, and we're making good progress. All right. Who's on right now? Boop-a-da-boop-a-da-boop. Who do we got on? Who do we got on? Oh, we're going to go raid into Rowan. Rowan was the one, the artist who I commissioned to do the sci-fi piece, and I've commented on a couple of their works on Twitter if you've seen them. They do some really good bug girls. They do cybernetics. They do that really well. It looks like they're playing through the Final Fantasy XIV main story quest. I have no idea where he is in the main story quest right now, though. I have not played any of Final Fantasy story in a while, and I do not recognize it by sight. So we're just going to go ahead and raid into Rowan. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining me. I will see you tomorrow for more Mech Warrior, and hopefully we will continue, having fun. We had a good time with Mech Warrior yesterday. We had a good time with Diablo today, and I will see you all then. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.